Oh, 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 mm. Oh, oh, oh. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we stomping. This the clash of the titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we stomping. This the clash of the titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we stomping. This the clash of the titans. In a dimension where infinity gauntlet is a mere toy compared to intellectual prowess. Build and destroy.
Decipher, intellectual soul will slice ya, or whatever device ya recommend. Surgical, precise pen, hand heated, the room will spin. If men get treated, them goons gon' spin. Level heads with feet, paradigm to box you in. Got a pair of dimes in the box you in. Don't matter, paradigm, pair of nines, and your clock won't spin.
Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down and lay down when we're stomping. It's the clash of the titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down and lay down when we're stomping. It's the clash of the titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down and lay down when we're stomping. It's the clash of the titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down and lay down when we're stomping. It's the clash of the trumpets. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we stomping. This the clash of the trumpets. Oh, oh.
Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we stomping. This the clash of the titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we stomping. This the clash of the titans. In a dimension where infinity gauntlet is a mere toy compared to the intellectual prowess. Build and destroy, decipher, intellectual sword to slice ya, or whatever device ya recommend. Surgical, precise pen, hand get heated, the room will spin. If man get treated, them goons gon' spin. Level heads with feet, paradigm to box you in. Got a pair of dimes in the box you in. Don't matter, paradigm, pair of nines, your clock won't spin. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we're stopping. It's the clash of the titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we stomping. It's the clash of the titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we stomping. It's the clash of the titans. It's the clash of the titans.
What's good? What's good, y'all? Shalom, shalom, hotel, peace, peace, peace to the universe, peace to the chat, peace to everybody out there that's looking to learn. You see what I'm saying? That's always seeking wisdom, that's always seeking knowledge. Shout out to the people who feel like, from time to time they want to get a point across and they can't get it across clearly because they have something antagonizing them or opposing them or, just simply going against what their point is without the point being clear. So one of the things that we try and shed light on here on my channel, not on my channel, on my show here on the channel, Add Your 2 Cents, is being able to clearly get one of your points out, or some of your points out for that matter, uninterrupted. One of the things that I like to do is, first come, first serve. If there isn't already a scheduled guest. So, if anybody's ever in the mood to come, put a slide together or just simply put a presentation together, even if it's just talking for that matter, you know what I'm saying? 20, 30 minutes, hit me up. I'll let you come up uninterrupted. If you want to take some questions, you can take questions after the 30 minutes and we open the panel. If not, hey man, we can piece to the panel and we can wrap up your presentation after that. And it'll just simply be about, brothers being able to come question the knowledge or wisdom that you brought out after you already brought it out. So, just to give some people that aren't familiar with the show some familiarity. I'll say for the people who don't know who I am Iimmanuwel Halalwayah of 3BY, Brothers Bound by Yahweh, Bible study group, aka camp. We don't really do a whole bunch of street teaching or anything like that. We have hit the corners a few times. We're just solely about keeping the commandments, following the instructions that were given from the Spirit, from the Great Spirit in the Bible. Some know him as Yahweh, some know him as Yahweh. Some of you may even call him Jehovah. Some of you may feel like you understand the source or understand the Spirit, but don't want to give it a name. And, that's understood too. I just always like to say, continue to let the knowledge and the wisdom grow. Don't ever get stagnant in your understanding. Like I say, this podcast here, this show here specifically, is always going to be balanced and thoughtful. Conversations here are always subject to get dived into deeply. Pause. Definitely going to be some rabbit holes to go down after one of my shows. We're here on like episode 8 now, and like I say, I've had something on every episode that once it's all over, you can go down your own rabbit hole, and it's always going to be some good knowledge or some good wisdom that's brought out. From time to time, it's going to be a source to come out that nobody's ever seen. So like I say, man, shout out to the panel members. Shout out to the audience. I'm up here dolo right now. Y'all feel free to hit that link in the chat so we can get started, man. Get some more information coming out. Shalom, Israel rising. Shalom, Akim. So I always say, man, history tells us where we've been. Religion can help shape what we believe. And as far as current events go, well, they're happening right now, whether you're ready for it or not. Those are some of the main things that we go over here on my show for sure. Like I say, we will go from religion, current events. I'm not sure if we've had a political episode of Add Your 2 Cents. I'm definitely open for it for anybody who, is willing to jump off the bridge and do something that hasn't been done before on this show. They say talk is cheap, but perspective is priceless. So when it comes to adding your 2 cents, this is where you should be. Where history, faith, modern culture, and the occasional political firestorm all collide. We're pulling back the curtain on the stories that shaped our world in the headlines making waves today. No echo chambers, no mindless script, just honest conversation, deep history, real talk. And it's time to add your 2 cents, man. So I say once again, anybody out there in the audience that's willing to come up and give a word or two, the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. I don't like to just start off by myself too much because I could ramble. I could ramble for a good couple hours on my own, but I try and put some order to it, have something to reflect off of, somebody to bounce other ideas off of. Israel Rising, man, feel free to hit that link in the bio, introduce yourself. I'm always I'm always open to have a conversation with a fellow brew, man. What's your beliefs though? Man, come up here, let's chop it up, bro. Hit that link. I don't want to spoil it. I would actually want to answer that question and you give me another follow-up question. If that's possible. For the sake of dead air though, just in case you aren't able to hit that link right now, hopefully you are. But as far as my beliefs, it can get a little complex. Let's just start with the Hebrew. Of course, that's everybody's favorite subject to dissect when it comes to my understanding of the word Hebrew in itself or the term in itself. It is giving it's giving an understanding of a status. So you're in a state of being a Hebrew once you cross over or come into, I guess, righteous customs from idolatry. That's the simplest way for me to put it according to the scriptures. Abraham wasn't always a Hebrew. He was considered Hebrew once he left his family. Like I say, crossing over into righteousness, seeing that there were things that some of his patriarchs were, I guess, into that wasn't of God, according to Abraham and his relationship and communication with the Most High. He ended up getting his own set of instructions and commandments to follow. I like to call myself following those instructions and those practices. Me following those instructions and practices from, things as simple as marriage, wardrobe, how to keep up with time, diet, etc. I believe that all these things are encompassed inside of being a Hebrew. So my understanding of being a Hebrew is, the language, the practices, the wardrobe, the diet. When I say practice, I'm talking about spirituality. So, the sacrifices, the temple, the altar, etc. As far as me, claiming or understanding that I'm Hebrew, I'm not one that goes against the understanding of someone being Christian, because I call myself a true Christian. I'm not a OT only Hebrew or OT only Israelite. I do believe that Christ was the Messiah. Me believing that Christ was the Messiah is why I call myself a Christian. So people don't get me misconstrued with people that are saying, yeah, I'm a Hebrew, but I don't really deal with the New Testament. Or I'm a Hebrew, but they have their stipulations. Well, I don't do Paul's writings. I only do the gospel and the witnesses, or, things of that nature. I've heard it all. So I just try and be precise as possible when giving my foundation and what I believe in. So I'm a Hebrew according to my heritage and practices. I'm a Christian according to me following the Messiah and who I believe the Messiah to be, and I'm an Israelite according to my spiritual conversion. I wasn't always an Israelite. I was a Gentile in past time. There was a time where I didn't have a clue who I was according to the flesh or the spirit. You know, me actually hearing the voice and understanding the parables is what resonated in my spirit for me to understand that I have fully been converted. I know who I am. I know what or who is guiding me, and I know my purpose. So I'm one of the people that I go ahead and jump off the limb and say, yeah, man, I'm Hebrew, I'm a Christian, and I understand, you know, that I'm an Israelite by faith as well. So I personally haven't done a blood DNA test or anything like that, but um, I do I do have access to genealogy for, you know, at least like 4 or 5 generations back, just off of, you know, my people being from the South and just naturally keeping up with stuff like that. But um, I say, other than a few documents that I've seen in, you know, my childhood and a lot of the verbal genealogy that I've gotten from my family, like I say, that's one of the reasons why, you know, I add the faith into it because uh, Israel Rising, you know, just like I know, man, we can dig and we can do all the DNA and we can do all the genealogy, but there's only one final say so in actually knowing whether or not you're a blood or physical descendant of the man that we know to be Jacob. And I say that's the Most High. So with the Most High saying that last say so, man having the ability to play with DNA tests and genealogy, etc. Um, I say I try and stay from the absolute. Yes, I can prove that I come from Jacob. I'm not that radical. And like I say, for the sake of not being so long winded, I think I've given you the gist of my belief. I say the Bible is definitely my foundation. Um, I say I accept the canon and the Apocrypha. I accept Enoch. Um, yeah, that's where I'm at, bro. I'm the Hebrew Israelite that believes that Christ was the Messiah.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to you. Peace, brother. True.
Yeah, man. I feel the same way, and I go along the same lines. And but I was gonna ask you, what do you tell other Israelites when they ask you, do you believe Gentiles are gonna go to heaven or not? Or if they believe white people are gonna go to heaven or not?
Um, I just to not be too complex, like just to give a short answer. I don't believe that there's only one set of people or tribe for that matter that's going to heaven or nation for that matter. Um, when you say heaven, my understanding of I guess the spiritual world in or spiritual realm is that the scriptures tell us in many occasions that all of the spirits that dwell inside of these fleshly bodies that we call humans aren't the same. So if all of these spirits in these bodies aren't the same, I don't believe that when it's time for spirits to transcend that everybody is going to the same place. But I do believe that there's specifically, you know, from ancient times even to now, only a specific group of spirits, and I'll say spirits, and I think you guys will know that I'm talking about the spirits that are dwelling inside of flesh. So me and you are spirits in a sense, and our spirit, you know, following righteousness and continuing what our work of for Christ is, us continuing that and clearly being able to see that there are people that aren't acknowledging this at all is kind of, telling in itself. So I'm more of a person that's on the spiritual side of an understanding. So when you say, like, respectfully, because I don't know which color you are, but when you say something like white person going to heaven, I feel like that's so stupid in itself that we would even have to start using that type of terminology when dealing with something as righteous as the Bible. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm one of the people that's
Well, I don't think you should call it stupid. I think my argument's valid, and I don't think it's a new argument.
no, not the argument or the understanding. I mean the fact that we're separating. We can use terms like black and white as far as separation when talking about something like the scriptures. So I feel like when we're talking about who's going to go to heaven and things like that, or let me just give you another example. You have Hebrew Israelites, specifically, that come from the One West doctrine, that they believe that white people come from Esau, they're subject for death and damnation, according to Obadiah. Even the remnant of the remnant will be destroyed. That's certain people's understanding. What I'm saying is that's so far from the truth.
Okay, hold on. Can we have go back on what you're talking about because you're saying that they're talking about a verse. Can we go over that verse and then you explain to me why they're saying that because of that verse? And then can you contest that instead of just generally glazing over the whole argument?
Um, yeah, I guess. So the device that I'm on right now, once I get to sharing the screen from my Bible and stuff like that, sometimes it tends to crash. I don't know if you're able to share your screen right now. If you're not, I
Okay,
can.
well we could just lightly touch on it. It's saying Jacob I love and Esau I hated, right? That's what you're talking about, right?
Correct.
Okay, and I understand what you're saying. What once Wes is saying about Jacob and Esau, I get it. But why are you saying that? Do you think that verse means something else?
I don't believe that verse is talking about black people and white people. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, now let's actually break it down. So they're saying that because when it's talking about Esau and Jacob, it's calling them nations, right?
Correct.
So, I mean, that's not off for them to put it in context if it's, there. I mean, it should be argued on. It shouldn't just be called stupid. We should actually deal with that, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I will uh I guess get drastic with terms from time to time. So when I say stupid, that's opinionated for me to go that drastic, but it's definitely far fetched when it comes to any context in the Bible to say this is talking about black people and this is talking about white people. That's what I'm saying. To have that lens
I
on.
know, and you're saying that's stupid, and I'm saying I disagree.
Okay, so can you possibly give me any context in the Bible that would give you an understanding that it's giving you this whole nation of people looks like this? Or we're not even going to play those games. Let's go back to the terms that we're using. So this whole nation of people is black and this whole nation of people is white. Is there anywhere in the Bible contextually where you get that understanding?
No, I understand that's what the proof you want me to bring forth for you to understand the concept here, but I don't need to do that because I'm going to break it down the way they're breaking it down, and I'm going to do their argument. And so, what they're saying is basically is that. The black and white thing isn't black and white thing. It's black and white. It ends up being black and white because of what they're saying. They're saying you will go into slavery, right, to your enemy, right? So the enemy are the white people because they're the ones that put us in slavery, all right? So that's where we're getting that from. It's not that, we're just saying, black and white and, throwing out the spirits. We're saying, no, there's this culture of people that lived in heathenistic ways and have their way of thinking. And then the Bible explains our perception and our way of thinking. And all of Africa, all spiritual, that stuff spread. So, it that's the way I see it. From what I understand, that's the way they're breaking it down. Am I not right or am I wrong about that?
I would actually say that you're right, and I'm not saying that just because I understand that you're accurately breaking down what they're breaking down doesn't mean that I see it to be true according to the context. I know how they break it down. I'm very familiar with One West doctrine. That's one of the reasons that I got so sharp in the scriptures is because I was reading the Bible line by line, noticing like, hey, these guys have literally created a whole doctrine and are claiming things to be absolute that are not contextually absolute. For example, to say that a whole nation of people is going to be one specific color. So you can't say that the whole nation of Israel is going to be black or brown, for that matter, heavily melanated with eumelanin, or you can't say the whole nation of Edom is white or red all over, for that matter. And if you're going to go, if we're even going to graze and get into Esau being called red, this is the same color that's used for things like badger skin. This is the same color that's used for things like heifers. You see what I'm saying? The same thing that's used for things like horses. So if we're talking about something being called red, I'm sure you're familiar with what a red horse looks like. I'm sure you can do a quick Google search right now and see what a red calf or a red heifer looks like. So if this is the same color that was describing Esau, quote unquote, then how come this time this color means uh, red as in who we quote unquote call rednecks today? And I'm saying this very lightly with a grain of salt because I have nothing against any race of people, which is why I'm speaking so passionately the way that I am about how ignorant trying to make an absolute in a context that's not there is. So I won't say stupid for being able to use better terms. It's definitely ignorant. You're definitely missing knowledge that is already there.
Okay, so this is not my argument, but this is their argument that it says red all over like a hairy garment. So they're saying Esau basically is a redhead, a white boy, a red-headed white boy is what they're trying to say. But they're trying to say that he gets it from the black gene because black people have red hair. Believe it or not, in Africa, black people have red hair. So what happened to Esau is that after the whole thing of him murdering his brother, he moved out. He moved to a city with just white people, okay, and he just made it with just them. So it's not far fetched that people that believe that see it that way. I don't think.
Okay, so let me give you an example of how I would even slightly begin to attack something like that. Do you have any proof that Edom went and only mated with the white people?
Well, where did let's pull it up. Where did Edom go? Where did Esau go after the ordeal? He went into a city, right?
Hmm.
So he only lived in that city. He only made it in that city. I don't understand that. That's a heathen city he moved to, isn't it?
So only white people were heathens in that time.
No, I'm saying that. Okay, you're
Were
trying to make it.
considered heathens?
Let me be more clear. Let me clarify myself here. Okay, I'm saying that majority of the white people are the heathens and are the people that we're to be enslaved, talking about in the Deuteronomy when it says we'll be sent unto our enemies. Okay. And I believe the majority of the Israelites are the darker color. I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all. I would never say all. But majority of them, just on how genetic works, you know, it's gonna there's gonna be a type of dissolving when it comes down. It's not like you're gonna see a whole bunch of white Israelites walking around because in order for you to have a whole bunch of those happening, that let's say it's just 5 generations, you have to have 5 generations of white men from that very black men, and every generation would have to have a man in order for that white Israelite to keep going. It's not that hard for if you're in the black community, but for a black person moving to a white community, your great grandchild has to have you have to keep having boys every generation. If you don't, then it dies out. Then it's no more. No more white gene, no more from the father. It's no longer an Israelite. Okay. So from that context, I mean, you have to agree that it's kind of aligning.
You said it's kind of what?
Aligning.
So let me just give you some of what I've previously understood about this subject that we're talking about. Yes, I definitely think with just simply making statements like you just did, it aligns. Even if you're only reading scripture and then making statements that you just made, it aligns. But once you say, okay, this sounds, keyword, this sounds like it's lining up perfectly. Now let's go put boots on the ground and get some proof. Jay Snake, hey, how's it going? Peace, brother. I see you in the comments. If we put boots on the ground and try and get proof of these statements that we're making, how do we get it? Not how do we get it literally, because, of course, we're talking about thousands of years later now, me and you. So that means the work would have definitely been done or attempted to be done multiple times in past times, if we're talking about thousands of years later. All the work and documentation dealing with history and geography and all of those areas from the Levant to the west coast of Africa. Actually, let's go let's say from ancient Mesopotamia through the Levant into West Africa. There hasn't been, Shalom, Yahashua, there hasn't been any proof that any of those land masses were 100% one color. In none of those areas. Even when you talk about something like Kemet in the Kemetic U, you're talking about a land literally being called the land of the black, or the black land, however, one's understanding of perceiving that term is. And there's still nothing that can prove that that area was a monolith at any point in time. You just can't do it with any area. So the fact that we can't make those absolutes thousands of years later, but we do have someone that, if you do follow that whole volume of the book, the Messiah being Christ, telling you the same thing that I'm telling, or that I'm stating now. There's literally not enough evidence there for us to try and do the work and make an absolute declaration about a black nation versus a white nation. which is why he says things like, we don't have enough laborers to separate the wheat from the tares. And he commands his children and his followers to let the wheat and the tares grow together. So if the Messiah is, in so many words, speaking through parables, saying, hey, I know how bad you want to get to the bottom of who's who, but you won't be able to do it. The fact that you won't be able to do it, you guys need to be growing together in keeping the commandments. And if someone wants to keep the commandments, the color of their skin shouldn't matter. So that's where I'm getting at when I say ignorant. I'm more so talking about once you see the volume of the book and accept the volume of the book, you won't be so quick to go into a specific context and try and make something as absolute as we do as men, because that's where manipulation comes in at. Manipulation. We have the ability to change things and create a doctrine outside of our understanding, or according to our understanding. I said that wrong. So the fact
Okay,
that
let me ask you a question.
let me land.
Back in the
The fact that we can make a doctrine according to our own understanding is basically what I'm saying has clearly been done by a lot of these older camps, before us, that have been teaching a lot of our people and people that, are just regular people out there in the world and separating by color. And like I say, I think that's totally wrong according to the scripture. But I'm landing. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah. So do you think the people of Kemet and the people of Egypt, do you think they're mixed, mixed multitude?
When you say mixed multitude,
The mixed you're talking about, the wheat amongst the tares, you just said it. Do you think that's going on in Egypt and in Kemet back then?
yes.
So you're saying that majority of the people walking around Egypt and Kemet back then weren't dark colored people?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that to make an absolute, to say that would then, in a sense, be saying that, oh, all of the Egyptians were black. I don't think that you can make that statement and be 100% accurate.
No, majority.
Okay, I can agree with that, but to show you where I'm getting,
Okay.
with our understanding.
Hold on. You just agreed to something. You should let me finish. You just agreed to something really big because that's why I asked that question to make this point is that just like you're saying majority back then, I'm saying majority today.
And okay, can I respond to that?
Yeah, that's my point.
You said I cannot. You said I can't respond to that. You don't really want me to respond to it.
No, respond to it. I'm saying that's my point. Just like you're saying back then, majority of the people in Kemet in Egypt were dark colored people. I'm saying the majority of the Israelites today are dark colored people due to the Y gene and it have to be coming from the father of you being an Israelite.
Okay, I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm 100% against that statement. All I would say
So
is that,
you generally agree with me. Admit it. You generally agree with me.
yeah, but I think that's coming back to my
Come on,
point.
bro. But I won though. You said yes just now. You just said, do you know what you just said yes to? You just said yes to that. You think that majority of the Israelites today are colored people. That's what you just said. That's what you just agreed to.
I don't see where the problem is with me agreeing to that. But that's why I asked if I can respond. Then
I don't see a problem either. But hold on, it's like you're stuck in the middle and you don't want to go all the way with it for some reason. Okay, so if majority of the people of the Israelites are colored people, okay, and then in the Bible it says, "I'm going to send you to your enemy," and then we get sent to America, which has majority white people. Come on, man, stop acting like you can't put it together, bro.
okay, so let me respond to you so you can understand what I'm saying. You see how you were more so focused on where I'm saying or what color I agreed to Israel being. I think you missed the point of it being somebody claiming Esau to be white. So if you ask me, do I agree that majority of the Edomites are white today? Ask me if I'm going to give you the same answer that I agreed with you about the Israelites, because then I will tell you no, and I will have a lot of substantiation behind it off of the simple fact that just something as simple as you talking about us being sold to our enemies. Are you familiar with the fact that black people sold black people? And that's documented. Like we can declaratively make that statement. So once you know for a fact that before the slave trade and during the slave trade that black people were selling black people, for you to say, oh well, it says we will be in the hand of our enemies. And that's America was predominantly white. No, if we were in the hand of our enemies, that means that's who was controlling us or that's who was selling us, which means it would be back to black on black, which is what I'm getting at. A lot of the misunderstanding being there. Are you familiar with the scripture that says your enemies will be in your own house? Are you familiar with the prophecy of Japheth dwelling in the tents of Shem? Are you familiar with the fact that there were melanated Romans in the same time that, quote unquote, the Romans were ruling over the Jews or had the Jews captive? Are you familiar with a lot of them being black as well? Or are you under the impression that at that time in Rome, the Romans were white and the Jews were black? Is that your understanding?
My understanding that majority of the Romans were white and majority of the Israelites were black, like you
Okay,
said.
yeah. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like that's inaccurate, and that there's documentation in history to disprove that.
How's it? You're the one that agree with that.
No, I never agreed with that. The only thing that I agreed with that you said was that you understand majority of the nation of Israel to be melanated people. And I said, if you're going to generally make that statement, I could agree with you. I
But you
never
don't agree with
agreed.
the other
I
part
never agreed to
when
Esau being white. Do I believe that there are tribes that came from Esau that are white today? Possibly, according to certain prophecies and looking at certain fulfillments of groups of people
no,
or nations of people. But when you say just because I just told you what I understand about possibly certain tribes being white, that isn't putting absolute on all white people are the enemy to Israelites. You see what I'm saying? That's where I think you don't realize how big of a conflation that is, just because you believe that majority of the Israelites are dark. That's not an automatic. Okay, well, if all the Israelites was dark, I mean all the Edomites was white. No, are you familiar with the fact that Canaan was our first enemy? So if Canaan was our first enemy, then if anything, you should be saying that Canaanites are white, not Edomites. If I'm talking about according to your logic and understanding, because once again, I'm not I'm not declaring that any specific people group is all one color. Nobody has enough. Nobody has all the tools that we need and the evidence that we need to get to the bottom of that. Nobody has in past times, and we don't today. So once we try as men to make that declaration, we're only manipulating the scriptures, and that's where doctrine comes from.
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you agree that the main part of Israel is melanated, right? So as to everything else would be Gentile?
No, 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 not at all. That's why my understanding of Gentiles, according to the prophecies, is the first time that you see that word, which is I believe like Genesis 10 or something like that. It's prophesying, letting you know that there's going to be a people group, because that's all that word goyim means. It's just a nation. It's a blank nation. They have nothing to them specific, nothing to them significant. So as far as a Gentile, that's literally just someone that doesn't know who they are. But according to the prophecies, when you look at that word Gentile in the context, it's letting you know that these people that I'm choosing to be righteous at some point would lose themselves, which is what the first prophecy about Gentiles is talking about. And when you look at the area geographically, that's in the same exact context of the Gentiles. You can read in a couple prophets later in the book of Jeremiah and tells you what made the people group Gentiles. So the fact that Israelites were carried into the hands of their enemy to follow idols that wasn't their gods is what made them a Gentile. So now that you no longer know who you are, and you're or not no longer know who you are, the fact that you don't know who you are and you're now following someone else and their deity, that's what makes you a Gentile. That's why there's a scripture that Paul uses and refers and said, I know that you were past time Gentiles. How can you be a Gentile in past time and not still be a Gentile? It's because you can come to the knowledge of who you are, or you can come to the knowledge of your purpose. So when you talk about any other Gentiles or any other nation being a specific color, once again, that's what I stay away from. That's what I feel like is ignorant, according to the fact that the Bible never exclusively gets into that in any context to say that one whole nation of anybody is one specific color. So I'll never say that, oh, well, all the Gentiles are white and all the Israelites were black, or all the Edomites are white and all the Israelites are black. Like that, those are ignorant statements according to the knowledge that's in the Bible.
Okay, but I'm not saying ignorant statement. I'm not saying all. I'm saying in general. It's like I keep saying it, but it's like it's not going through.
Um, uh, so I think you're missing the fact that if you can't make an absolute for you to say in general, you would be making a blind reference. So when you say in general that all the Gentiles are, well, you didn't make that statement. You more so asked me that question. Are you under the impression that you can find out who was white in the scriptures just because they were considered the enemies of Israel? Is that how you're understanding who was white?
It says Jew and Gentile, meaning two different things. Okay. So what I'm saying is that also in Revelations, it says in heaven that there's a kingdom inside of heaven, and in heaven, in Revelations, the Israelites the 12 tribes are going to be inside that kingdom in heaven. Then it says the Gentiles will be on the outer court. You said that majority of the Israelites, which I agreed, you would consider to be dark complected people. Okay, so what I'm saying is that it's a bloodline thing, as in he begat him and he begat him and he begat him. It's explaining a bloodline. Okay, I'm saying that the 12 tribes of Israel, that's a bloodline. When it talks about the kingdom in heaven having four gates on each side of the wall, I mean, three gates on each side of the wall. That's for the 12 tribes of Israel on the four in the square. You have four sides, right? So three gates on each side equals for 12. There's not a 13th gate. There's
Shout out
no
to you,
13th gate.
Leslie. Well, I'm sorry.
There's no.
Just real quick, because I try and acknowledge the comments real briefly when I can. Real quick, shout out to you,
Okay.
Bless B. I appreciate your support. Shout out to you, Babylon Dunn. I appreciate the support. And yeah, I'll acknowledge that once Truth finishes, Babylon Dunn. I'm sorry about that, Truth. Keep rocking out.
Yeah, and also for the Gentile thing, from what we understand, that there's two definitions of Gentile, and the original one's talking about the heathen, and in the Bible, when you're reading about them, Israelites referring to other Israelites as Gentiles, it's considered more of like a mocking from what we generally understand in Israel. So maybe
I
you can
understand.
enlighten
I
me
understand
more.
what you were just saying.
Maybe you can enlighten. Excuse me. Maybe you can enlighten me more on these two subjects and clarify them for me, because I don't think I totally understand your position here.
Okay, well, yeah, just to give you, I guess, kind of, I don't like saying correcting people. You know what I'm saying? Because I learn every day. I don't like to think that just because I went over a few things and feel like I got to the bottom of it and accurately understand it, that I just got the room to correct any and everybody that comes across me and isn't privy to that information. Because sometimes you can learn from ignorance. Um, I think you said something to the effect of there's two definitions, and the older definition is just one that's not an Israelite. Is that what you said about the two definitions? I don't want to misquote you.
No, from my understanding, when one Israelite called, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Um, no, I'm saying when we read Gentile and Israelites calling other Gentile, I said that was considered like a mocking. It's like when how a black person like acts white and another black person says, "Oh, you're a white boy." I'm saying that's what's going on there contextually, and that's what you're reading from what I understand.
Um, that doesn't sound like it's too far from what I was breaking down my understanding to be, because an Israelite can call another Israelite a Gentile, or call him or refer to him as he's acting like another nation of people versus acting like an Israelite. So I can get that if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's one point. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. Okay. Another agree on the board. I think we like 2-2 right now. I think we agreed on Gentile. We agreed on Jacob and his descendants being, I guess, predominantly black, even if the whole nation isn't black. I think as far as disagreements, you got Esau being predominantly white. I don't, and you have. Well, I said 2-2. I think that's the only one. Have you picked up on anything else that we pretty much disagree with?
Oh, let me ask you a question. Sidebar: is it safe to say that you think majority of the Gentiles are not Israelite?
Um, no, I believe that the Gentiles are Israelites that don't know who they are.
Okay. If they don't know who they are, then that makes them not Israel, right?
Right. That's what makes them Gentiles.
So they're not Israelites.
Correct.
So majority of the Gentiles, is it safe to say that they're not Israelites?
I guess for to be genuine with the logic that you just broke down, not some, it would mean all. So yes, all Gentiles would not be Israelites according to the logic that you just broke down. It would be impossible for you to be
Okay.
a Gentile and an Israelite. You can be a Gentile and you can be converted to an Israelite.
So if Father sends us to another nation to be enslaved that's not following our laws, right? It's safe to say that those people are Gentiles because they don't know Israel. Remember, you said that it's one of the qualifying things. So if he sends us to another nation and they don't know they're Israel, but he sends us to be enslaved by them, are those people Gentiles?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on, bro. This is my first rodeo. Okay. So is it safe to say that the majority of the white people here in America are Gentiles?
No.
Can you elaborate?
You asked me, is it safe to say that all white people in America are Gentiles just because they're
Bro, you
not?
said it again. You said it again. You did it again. You did it again. You did it again. I never said all. You're doing it again.
Okay, what did you ask me about white
Majority.
people in America?
Do you think majority of the white people in America are Gentiles in general?
And I said no. Okay, I get what you're saying. You saying when I repeated your question, I said all and you said majority. Okay, forgive me, but no, I don't believe that majority of the white people in America are Gentiles just for the sake of
So you can
them being
see
white.
from maybe you'll go back over this video later and you see kind of how you kind of don't make sense when we put it all together. But I want to give you a chance to explain yourself. So maybe I'm missing something here.
Proof to be genuine, you would have to ask me the same thing about majority of the black people in America.
No, I don't. No, I don't. It was a straight up question. It was I got you to admit that Israelites are Israelites and then everybody else are Gentiles. You totally agree with that, right? And
No,
then
I
I
didn't.
asked you a
I
straight up
didn't agree
question.
with
I
that.
asked you a straight up question. If
I
he
didn't
sends
agree
us
with
to
that.
another nation and they're not following laws, are they considered Israelites? You said no, they're Gentiles. So if we're sent here to America to our slavery to these people that do not follow the Hebrew laws, the Torah, the commandments like we do, like Israelites do, then their majority of them are Gentile by your logic, not my logic, not by what I'm trying to say. I walked you down here.
Um, I disagree that you walked me down because you said, "Do I think that if Israelites weren't keeping the commandments as Israelites and we got sent to their land, this is what you said, we got sent to their land and they're Gentiles, are they considered Israelites?"
I didn't say the race of the land though. Now you're making a false equation because I just said whoever land they father sends us to be enslaved. That's all I said. I didn't say anything about the race that he's sending us to because from we
No, you
understand that
asked, you
if they
specifically
don't
asked
know
me
they're
if they were
Israel,
Israelites and they weren't keeping the laws anymore, would it be safe to call them Gentiles? That's what you asked me. And then you said, okay, so if we got sent to their
no, what
land,
was your answer? You got to give the answer to that
I
you
said,
said.
yes, it would be safe to call them Gentiles.
Okay, so why is it not safe to call the white Americans here Gentiles since we went under slavery under
Because you
them?
specifically preface your question saying if they were Israelites, if they were, and then they weren't keeping the commandments anymore and they didn't know who they were, would that make them Gentiles? And I said yes.
No, I said whatever country father, I specifically said father sends us to be enslaved. If he sends us to Babylon, if he sends us to America, if he sends us to Egypt, no matter where he sends us, those people that where he's sending us, if they don't follow the Israelite laws, like that the Israelites were like the
When
way
you
the
asked
Torah
that,
told them to
I
follow
said,
at that
when you
time.
asked that, I said no. And you said, okay, brother, this isn't my first rodeo.
No, hold on. So are those people that he's sending us to, are those people Israelites or are they Gentiles?
We don't know. For you to just ask the
No,
people that
because I'm
he's
gonna tell
sending
you
us
why
to,
you don't make sense. This is why you
no,
don't
no,
make
no, no, no,
sense.
no, no, no,
Because
no, 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 no. When you preface your question, giving these people some type of identity beforehand, I can answer the question. But if you just say, if he sends us to a nation of people that's not keeping the commandments, are they Gentiles? No, that's not the case. That's actually what a heathen is specifically.
no,
That's the
heathens
difference
are
between a
Gentiles.
heathen and a Gentile.
Gentiles are heathens, brother. Gentiles are heathens, brother.
So listen, when you say when you respond to what I just said with something like what you just said, you think that you made a point, not realizing that that's not responding to what I just said. You see what I'm saying? You made a response of
No,
your own,
I'm
and I
not giving
want
the
you to finish
response
questioning it.
you want. I'm just letting you know that you said that Israelites are Israelites and Gentiles, and everything outside of Israelites are Gentiles. And you can't
Okay.
get around that.
No, no, no. I can get around it. Let me be more specific for you to go straight through it. I don't have to go around it. I'm going to go straight through it. So let me give you some understanding here. A Canaanite can never be considered a Gentile. It's a heathen. You know why? Because there's nothing to ever come from and change from in your pastimes. There's no righteousness for you to go away from in your pastime to make you
Can
a
we pull up?
Gentile. That's why the only
We have to
nation
pull
that can
up.
be that's why the only
It's
nation
just
that can be a Gentile is someone that was previously righteous. Once
it's
you aren't
disingenuous to
aware
not
of
pull
your
up the definition.
once you aren't aware of your role of righteousness or simply walk away from it, that's when you are in idolatry. That's when you are considered a Gentile. But if you're not from the righteous stock and you fall into those same lines of idolatry, then you're a heathen.
Can someone outside the bloodline of Israel be called or referred to as a Gentile? Yes or no?
Inaccurately, yes.
Okay, so what's the problem here?
The problem is you just asked me, can someone outside of Israel be referred to a Gentile? And you didn't even pay attention to the fact that I said inaccurately, yes. But that's not
You
accurate
said
to call someone
inaccurate.
outside
Why would I care about an inaccurate statement? I don't understand.
because people make inaccurate statements every day, make doctrines off of inaccurate statements, etc. So I'm letting you know that if you have that understanding, then it's contextually inaccurate. You can't go into the context and find that that word Gentile being used in the Old Testament specifically, because in the New Testament, it's encompassed from the mixed multitude following Christ moving forward. So it's two totally different contexts of that word in the New Testament and the Old Testament. There's nowhere you're going to go into the Old Testament and absolutely make it another nation and not Israelites that were in idolatry. Anytime you go find that word Gentiles in the Old Testament, you can literally swap it out for Israelites in idolatry or Israelites who don't know who they are. every single time.
Okay. Okay. So has there ever been an instance in the Bible where that word Gentile was used against somebody outside of the nation of Israel?
Not in the Old Testament. And the only time it's used in that case in the New Testament is when it's talking about the multitude, which would encompass Israelites and others that are following Christ.
So you
Which
agree in the
once
Old
again
Testament?
is why, well, real quick, which once again is why way earlier I even brought out the fact that that's why Paul in his letter said, I know that you were in past time Gentiles. Because once you come to Christ and you come back to the understanding of who you are as an Israelite, Paul being a Pharisee of Pharisees from the tribe of Benjamin, already knowing who he was, so was never considered a Gentile. It's something totally different. You see what I'm saying? He's speaking to
Well,
the children, which is who Christ went to, which is who he said his ministry was for, even though the mixed multitude was there. So that puts more of the emphasis on it for you to get an understanding. His ministry was for a specific group of people, but he was talking to a multitude of people. So talking to a multitude of people, I can say Gentiles, and you could think that you're included just because you're in the multitude, but that's not the case. Just in your free time, the I won't try and get too specific and say like the last part of Matthew 4 and the beginning part of Matthew 5 because you seem like a genuine brother. When you get a chance, read Matthew 4 from the top all the way down and then read Matthew 5 and watch how the multitude being spoken to or following at the end of Matthew 4, how he responds to them in the beginning of Matthew 5.
so you agreed in the Old Testament, in the Old Testament, you agreed that Gentiles refer to people outside of the bloodline of the nation of Israel too, right? Or just
No,
that?
no. Old Testament is Israelites every time. Israelites in idolatry. When you see that word Gentile,
Okay, so there's no time in the Old Testament where Gentile is referred to someone outside of the nation of Israel.
no. No matter how, no
Never.
matter what you think contextually, that's not the case.
Okay, that's you. All right. I just wanted you to say it. That's all.
Mhm.
But yeah, man. What I believe is everybody outside of Israel are the Gentiles, and that's blatant when it comes to the 12 tribes of Israel and the kingdom of heaven in Revelations. It's specifically talking about that bloodline because there's only 12 gates inside of that kingdom, and then it says the Gentiles are outside of the kingdom that's in heaven. So if you're of the 12 tribes, you'll be inside of that kingdom, and then everybody else that is not Israel, just to let the audience know, to look it up in Revelations, it blatantly says that the Gentiles will be on the outer court. You
Hey,
said,
truth or
let me land. Let me land. I'm almost landing. So which I believe I got you kind of backpedaled, or I thought you did, but maybe you didn't. I'm not sure. But I believe that majority of the white people here in America are the Gentiles, and they're not from that bloodline of Israel spoken about in the Bible. But that's my stance.
okay. I say I could see that. I won't continue to like, in a sense, be redundant, but I say I would definitely leave you with or not leave you with as if I'm finna shut down the panel or anything like that. I just, like I say, out the sake of redundancy, and we can kind of see where we agree and where we disagree. I don't really like to do too much of, let's keep the back and forth going right here when there's plenty of other subjects, other contexts that we can go over. But I definitely would say, when you understand that there's doctrine behind a lot of these same topics that we're referring to right now, it leaves you to be in a position of whose teaching is correct. I more so stay on the side of reading the Bible line by line, precept upon precept, and using the concordance, excuse me, as much as possible. Once we do that, you realize how much doctrine has been created off of understandings of the line by line versus just reading the line by line, and in areas where the context can get gray, say, hey, you know what? Let me try not to make an absolute right here. I wouldn't ever make an absolute saying that majority of any nation is white. If you have an understanding of who started off or origins were melanated and whose origins lacked melanin, I think once you find out whose origins was lacking melanin and you can go to the Bible and find this, I think you will be teaching a lot of people something that we've been waiting to get the answers to. But the fact that, like I say, for a few hundred years now, we've had the English version, and we haven't been able to equate, since race has been out, I guess, 150 to 200 years after the 1611, you got race to come about. And we're 200 years after that, 200 to 300 years after that, and we still haven't gotten any newfound, yep, okay, we can get down to this, guys. All of the people that descended from Javan looked like this. All of the people that descended from Amalek looked like this. There's no evidence that we can do to declaratively make these statements. We can't make certain declarations without the evidence. That's my stance. And I feel like whether you're saying majority or all, you're making a declaration. And if you say majority instead of saying all, then you're, in a sense, just trying to be safe and wanting to have a certain stance, but not realizing that that's vague in itself as well.
Why are you saying I want to be safe though? Now you're saying something I'm doing, and it isn't that I want to be safe. It's just I'm saying it for what it is and what we're saying in general in our discussions on these platforms. This is nothing new, brother.
So hold on, because I feel like you took that too direct, as if I didn't agree with anything that you said. So I'm talking about myself too when I say there's times where I would say majority instead of all, and that's why I'm doing it, to be safe.
No, I could easily say the same thing about you. Oh, you was trying to throw the word in all so it'll fit your argument. I can do the same thing to you.
Truth. That's what I just said. I'm talking about myself.
But I'm not going to say that because I'm not. I know you're not malicious, and I know that's not what you're trying to do. I'm not malicious. That's not what I was trying to do. I'm just being straight up here. When I say in general,
truth, you're missing what I'm saying. I said I'm talking about myself, and you said I could say the same thing about you, but I'm talking about me, so you don't even have to do it. You get what I'm saying?
I don't follow you, but
okay,
elaborate.
So you thought when I said instead of saying all and saying majority, You're trying to be safe by doing so. When I said you're trying to be safe, you thought I was talking about truth. And I said, no, hold on. Let me clarify myself so you don't think that I'm pointing or attacking you by saying this. I'm saying that I would do the same thing because I agreed with you when you said majority in one of your statements. Correct?
Yeah, you agreed.
Exactly. So I wasn't being malicious by saying that you're being safe by doing that. You are being safe, but in a sense, you're being safe and it's still vague. And I'm not talking about you just because I'm saying you're. I'm talking in general when I say that. Anybody that's doing that. That's the case.
Yeah, because I understand
That
that
doesn't make
there's
it
white families out
disingenuous.
there. I understand that there's white families out there that had 10 generations of boys, and there might be some guy out there, Bob, that's a total Israelite. I'm not against that. I agree with that. I agree that that's possible. But I'm saying the percentage wise of that happening is very low. So I just don't think there's a grip of white Israelites walking around
I
because of
don't
that fact.
yeah, I don't believe that I said anything contrary to that. I don't believe I've said anything since we've been on this live to say that I think there's a bunch of quote unquote white Israelites walking around. I don't
Okay,
see that.
let me ask you. I'm gonna see if you're gonna be genuine. Let me ask you one more time, man. I want to see if you're gonna be genuine.
Yeah,
All right, I'm
you're
not attacking
around
your
here. You're
character.
gonna
All
keep
right,
coming around. I'm known for that. So yeah, just keep coming
okay,
around.
all right. Do you think that majority of white Americans today biblically would be considered Gentile?
No, because just because you call somebody white doesn't say where they came from. Because my understanding of a Gentile is someone that knows or that has the ability to fit inside of the covenant. I'll just put it like that. Was that more accurate when I broke it down to you that way? You have to be
No,
able to
because
fit inside of the
it,
covenant to
it
be
doesn't,
considered a
bro.
Gentile.
It doesn't. So you're the what you're agreeing to, the things you agree with me, doesn't align with what you believe. So let me ask you this: do you think that majority? Do you think okay? What percentage of white people in America do you think are Israelites?
I don't know, which is why I don't make declarative statements about biblical tribes and modern day race.
Okay, how about an idea? Do you think there's like 1%, or do you think there's like 50% walking around?
So if you I'm gonna answer the question, but if you remember, I started off by saying yes, we could do this all day, but that would be ignorant. So I could give you a percentage, but the fact that I just told you I don't know for sure, I don't know absolutely, but I can just freestyle and say, I feel like probably
Hold on, brother.
85% of
Hold on.
hold on, because you want me to be genuine, so I'm about to be
Woo.
genuine.
This Babylon. I didn't want you to go ahead and guess, but go ahead. I was gonna try to say something before you did that.
Go ahead, man. This y'all show.
Okay. What I was gonna advise you on is I was gonna say I would like to see you to to return a question as opposed to just keep answering question after question, because to actually stop that question right there or to defeat it, you should ask what you insinuated, like define white, because once you define white, if he say is Caucasian, then that ain't Israelite. If he say is Khazar or Khazar, that's not Israelite. If he say Sephardic or Hasidic, that's not Israelite. If he say, Ashkenazic, that's not Israelite. So when he say white, what does he mean by white
Okay,
Israelite?
so
What
you
percentage
really
of
been
white
listening.
Israelites?
So you really been listening, and you get my perspective. It sounds like.
I do. I really do.
Okay.
I saw what you was trying to say. Well, not what you was trying to say, what you was doing and what you was saying, because you was doing it. I
Okay.
just felt like as you know how somebody watching the action can
Hmm.
come in and say like, hey, this one of the things you doing it, you killing them, but show them that you doing it. So I just wanted to make it clear that that's what you was doing, because that's what you was telling him. Like, yo, you have to be clear on the word white. We can't even go forward because the word white don't really mean nothing in the context of Hebrew Israelite when you got
Well,
Hebrew Israelites that's mixed breed.
exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I would answer that question, and then like the brother Babylon was suggesting, I would like you to answer it in turn of what you think white is, but to say that, um do I believe that the I guess white people in America are predominantly Gentiles? No, I don't believe that white people in America are predominantly Gentiles. Neither do I believe that they're predominantly our enemy. So let me ask you once again, according to your logic and your line of questioning, who do you think that white people are? Do you think that every white person that you see is, or no? Because you clearly are saying majority. So do you believe that majority of the white people that you see are heathens or are enemies? That what you saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, and you're saying that you pretty much make those conflations off of your general understanding.
Yeah, the things that the questions from the questions I asked you since I've got on that the amalgamation deducted would equal yes. That's what we're saying.
Okay. I don't think, I don't think I'm saying that, but I'm definitely saying that I can make those statements ignorantly if I want to. So if you're referring to the fact that, I was genuine enough to even jump in that bowl with you, or I say, yeah, I'll do that, and we can do that. But that doesn't make us right or accurate by doing that. That's my
Well, all
claim.
right, well, man, dang, are you in the bowl or are you out the bowl?
I I won't jump in the bowl to make declarations or absolutes. You see what I'm saying?
And when I
I
say in general
I'm
or when I say
human. I'm human,
majority,
so I'm.
that's not an absolute.
You said what?
When I say majority or when I say in general, that's not an absolute. I wasn't dealing in absolutes. I don't know why you're
No,
saying that.
that's a
I don't know why
that's
you
a
keep
dec-
mentioning
no,
it.
no, no. I'm saying that's why I'm saying declaration and absolute, because that's something that you're declaring, whether it's your opinion or not. You're
Yeah.
declaring that you believe that majority X, Y, and Z. That's a declaration, right?
No, I've deducted that that's what we both believe.
And that's when I said I don't think that it's okay for you to, just throw me in there if that's what you believe and stand on it,
You said
alone.
you were in the fishbowl with me. You said you were in the fishbowl with me.
Okay, truth.
Hey, hey, brother. Oh,
I'm in the fishbowl with you. I'm a man, so I can have an opinion, just like you have an opinion. But that doesn't make my opinion right. So let's be 100% genuine. This is brother Iimmanuwel. I'm jumping in the bowl with brother Truth, and I'm saying, sure, I could easily say I believe that about 80 to 85% of the blood descendants of the 12 tribes would have been melanated, whether high or low, but they definitely would have
Hey,
been
man,
melanated.
you know what? Thanks for standing on that. And I declare that too. And hey, man, there's nothing to be ashamed of. These white people are the enslavers. They're the ones that beat us with the whip for 400 years. He sent us to the enemy, and they just happen to be this color. That's why I said Americans, because that's the context I wanted to stay in. But in general, we're right.
Yeah, so could you do me a favor, brother Truth? Could you ask brother Emmanuel that question that you asked him again? You asked two, both similar, but they both included the words outside. So you was like, they outside, those people, those ones outside of Israel, whatever, however you worded it. I'll stop right there if you can.
So I asked him that biblically, Israelites being Israelites in the Bible, right? Um, uh, uh, Anybody outside of Israel, would they be considered in general Gentiles? Was my question to him.
Okay, stop right there. Let me ask you something. Okay, so like for instance, I don't think that I don't know if the brother Emmanuel was catching the duality in that question. I think he heard one side of it, but I don't think he was focused on the word that you was kept saying outside.
No, I did, because if you're even if you are an Israelite, but you're not keeping the commandments, you're a Gentile. Which is why when he was asking that question, I kept saying no. Everybody outside of the nation of Israel is not a Gentile. Only the ones who are blood descendants that are not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, those are Gentiles.
But by your definition, they are.
Yes. So let me say this, brother, before you go in truth, because that'll turn back to the same argument. Please. So this is what I want to say. Brother Emmanuel, listen to this statement.
Mm-hmm.
Every Jew, I mean, every Gentile can become a Jew by law. By law, every Gentile can become a Jew. By
Yeah,
law.
yeah. When you say Jew, you mean Israelite. But yes, I get what you're saying. Because
No,
Jews technically
what I mean is they could
only.
convert to the religion.
Correct.
That's what I mean. I don't mean they could become an Israelite because Israelite is a bloodline and Judah is a bloodline and all the tribes, Benjamin and all those are bloodlines. But when I say a Jew, that's because that's the word they use in the book of Revelation. Then Yahshua say, I know those who say they are Jews and they are not. So they pretty much then assume the word Jew, and I don't want to get into semantics. So
Mhm.
we'll just say, but those
Yep,
people right there.
I got you because you elaborated immediately after and let me know that you understand the differentiation. So I got you. We ain't got to be
Yeah.
so politically correct every single time, but I got you.
Yeah, so now every Gentile can become a Jew or convert to Judaism. Now,
Correct.
but not but no Israelite or no Jew could ever convert to being a Gentile by law. By law, no Jew could ever be a Gentile by law. Now, we got to go further because let's give a person, Paul. Paul, in context, by some people, especially when he was a Roman citizen, which is in the Bible, he was a Roman citizen, then Paul was not considered a Jew. Now, Paul considered himself a persecutor, right? So then now, Paul later said he claimed to see Joshua, claimed to get blinded, claimed on the road to Damascus, claimed to do this. So then Paul converted to Christianity. And after that, Paul claimed to be a Jew. Now, then it says Paul was of the tribe of Benjamin. However, you see how Paul was a Jew,
Yeah, let
but
me, if I can, turkey back and
go ahead. Go
kind of
ahead.
add to your wisdom a little bit. I appreciate it, brother. Uh, so Paul was considered a Pharisee of Pharisees, and that would have meant that he would have been persecuting the multitude following Christ. He wouldn't have been persecuting the Jews. Uh, Paul would have been considered a Jew being from the
Wait
tribe.
a minute. You just separated the followers of Yahshua from the Jews when the followers of Yahshua are the real Israelites.
No, I'm
He
talking
is
about,
the,
in the context, because Paul will tell you himself that he wasn't always a follower of Christ, but he was always a Pharisee. The Pharisees was keeping the Mosaic law and the prophets of the Old Testament. That was
but
their
that's
duty.
what I'm saying.
Mhm.
He's somebody who broke the law. Paul claimed to be a Roman citizen. Paul claimed to be a Pharisee. Paul claimed to be a Benjamite. Paul claimed to be a disciple of Yahshua. Paul even said he was a liar. So with all those different contradictions, we just found a person who fit every model what that brother was asking you about. And he is a Gentile. Paul is a Gentile, even though he a Jew. How he gonna not be a Gentile if he a Pharisee, a Roman citizen, a persecutor, and a follower of Christ?
Uh, because him knowing that he was from the tribe of Benjamin and keeping the commandments is what would have kept him from idolatry. Idolatry is what makes you a Gentile.
Everything you said was right. I don't know why you brought in idolatry though, but you was right. Yeah, all of that made him who he was. You're right. But so then that made them fake. That made Paul fake. That made everybody who wasn't like Yahshua a fake, a liar. That's why he said, I know those who say they are Jews and they are not, but the synagogues of Satan, they liars. So that's why he told them who they were. And he was talking to who? The Pharisees and the Sadducees and the scribes and the priests that was calling themselves of the tribe of Judah, who was calling themselves Jews, who called for his death, who brought him before Pilate or Herod to be killed, who wanted him slain. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm following your logic, and to let you know how close I'm following. I'm so genuine that uh, I'm never too I'm never too I'm never indoctrinated. I'll put it like that. So the fact that I'm not indoctrinated, I go back and reread stuff all the time. So it's a few scriptures you just brought to light that I want to go back and look at, as far as the Paul and Christ relationship. I appreciate that, that alley oop, because it's always good to that's why I still do this, bro, because my faith is unwavered. So my relationship with the Great Spirit, my relationship with our ancestor, my relationship with my God, it's unwavered because I've had things that have been revealed to me. I've seen enough. Like, how people say, oh, I gotta see it to believe it. I've seen it. And I know for a fact that through my communication, everybody ain't gonna understand because they haven't seen it. And I'm cool with that. But as far as, I'm not sure if you're a believer in any of the scriptures or not. Just because I'm not going to stop believing in it, because there's a lot of things that I have come to the conclusion that it's fulfilled enough or it's valid enough, doesn't mean I won't keep looking into the things that have always been orange flags to me. Like, you ain't really all the way a certain color yet. I can't see what it is. So,
Well, I appreciate that, brother Iimmanuwel, because I thought that for sure that anybody listening to me get on that get in that pulpit would have for sure thought, yo, this dude here is really into religion or Jesus and all of that. And I appreciate you not assuming that, because I'm really not. I'm just learned in it.
yeah, and that's one of the things I kind of sense, like, because like just the order of certain things that you was listing, I could tell that, it ain't your strong suit. Like, you don't just stand on it as your foundation if you do, have knowledge of it. So That's all. Like, okay, is those are the things that make me more receptive at times. If you
Well,
get,
well, now I will say this: that the Bible is the best, and that's being in general, like the word Bible. Anybody could take that for what they want, but the Bible is the best book I ever read, and it's got more knowledge in it than any book I ever read. The Bible does.
mm-hmm.
Amen.
So how you feel about somebody that accepts the Bible, the truth of the Bible being that there was a spirit that or deity being, whatever your understanding is of the God of the Bible, that's communicating, sending his messengers, etc., that actually existed and was giving instructions to humanity in ancient times. And the instructions that are righteous, those benefit humanity. Like, how do you feel about somebody that solely accepts the Bible for that?
I mean, I don't really feel a type of way, but I mean, everything they doing, that person is feeling would be right. According to me, I would feel the same way.
Okay, Con, I appreciate that. And I always ask that just to get a sense of how many people in the times that we're in today are finding the disdain for the Bible and looking at the people or looking at believers like we're crazy. Like, you know, when it don't make me feel no type of way to get laughed at all. But like I say, it definitely be wanting me to ask multiple people their perspectives to see, like, damn, what really be going on?
What the real deal that's going on, excuse me, is that most of the people that they talk to are that's done learned to hate the Bible or have disdain for the Bible. They have never read the Bible, and that's one thing. That's one thing that sounds superficial. But the other thing is the most important thing, even more important than reading it, is that they already believe the lies that people around them then told, and now they done been given an excuse just to shun the Bible off the muscle without even thinking about it, anything about it. They got all the talking points and everything. They'll even quote scripture, but they ain't never read it and they ain't never been taught about it. They never been a Christian, ain't never studied nothing, ain't never been a Hebrew, nothing, ain't never been a nothing. But they just hate it because they call it religion and they call it the slave man book, and the slave man and the slave master gave it to you and all of that stuff. They don't recognize that it's older than slavery. They don't recognize that it is African. They don't none of that. So when you start, you got it's just context. It's just whether or not the person on the level to understand one thing or the other thing.
Okay, so from I just got a whole lot out of what you just said. What's your, I don't want to say problem with the Bible because you haven't said that. So do you
None.
have any problems with the Bible?
Nope, none.
Okay.
All of the contradictions and paradoxes and stuff that they call themselves run into, I done found them to be nothing but linguistic, grammatical errors. Period. Just like every paradox or contradiction they come up with is nothing but a linguistic
And
error.
some of that, I believe, as ignorant men that we are, that's just our understanding, which makes the problem a lack of understanding. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Versus
I do. Yeah.
it's a linguistic error, or the grammar could have been different right here to explain it. Like, that's us saying that, when if it's certain people who do understand it correctly, who are you to say that the original author is wrong for breaking it down like that? Because that's why I say all the time, when the Spirit came, it clearly said, I'm speaking in parables for a reason.
That's
I'm not
right.
I ain't speaking straight up, because if I was speaking straight up, then everybody would be able to understand. The people who need to understand are going to understand. And the fact that, I observe on the daily and see there are people that are highly intelligent that don't understand the scriptures. That shows me a lot when it comes to what people call discernment, which is the spiritual aspect that goes into understanding something.
You know, the one thing that I try to instill in people that have that problem. I don't like to dwell on them a lot, but when I do talk to them, I try to tell them that, like, if the Bible is the slave master book, I'm a mathematician. Let's do the math. If the Bible is slave master book, and it's 8 billion people on the planet Earth, and let's just do a guesstimate that 2 billion or more than 2 billion of them are Christian, right? Or, and so many of them are black. So now, this is not a joke. You see what I'm saying? Or so many of them are Jews. Then this is not a joke that how many people are a part of this. So it's not like spookism or nothing like that. So you can't take it lightly. Now, then you turn around and you say that it's the slave master book. So then, if it's the slave master's book, have you mastered the slave master's book that put all of your people in slavery so that you can free your people? Have you mastered that book? Language, inside and out? Have you mastered the book? No, I don't even read it. It's trash because it's religion. Da 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 da. Then don't never be expected to be free. Because you don't even understand how you was enslaved. Sankofa, go back and get it. You at least got to know history in order to change your destiny, in order to change your future. If you don't know the history, you can't change your destiny.
Well, if I can, I'd like to add that also, you can't speak on a book that you haven't read. You got to at
Right.
least read the book for yourself from front to back. Then we'll respect your. I've read the Bible. I'm sure these guys have read the Bible from front to back. And if you haven't done that, I can see people not respecting your opinion.
So, brother, true. Just to, I guess, transition a little bit. Are you an Israelite?
Yeah, I'm Israelite.
Okay. According to what? And are you a part of any camp?
No, I'm not a part of the boot camp. I've never been a part of the boot camp. But I know all the boot camp doctrines, and just like you, I'm biblically astute, and I know it's meat and bones.
Why do you keep pushing forward that we give the
Hey,
Caucasian or the white
get
man
his
some
info, Emmanuel,
respect?
for an interview. Get his
No.
info for an interview, Emmanuel.
Yeah, I'm already on there. We locked in. But go ahead,
He said,
Bella.
well, I was just asking the brother Truth why I keep hearing a tinge of like we need to show some respect to the so-called white man, pale man, whatever you want to call him, Jew, white Jew. Why you keep saying that we need to put some respect or we need to pay tribute or some kind of way be a part of that?
Where did I say that?
Your last statement, I thought you said like pay some respect or something.
No, I said I no, we were talking about the Bible, and I was just speaking in general about people saying they know the Bible and then haven't read it, because I've seen people out there on YouTube talk about the Bible and try to use a new age to overshadow the Bible, but it's not the Bible still, and it's not the disciplines, it's not the context. It has nothing to do with the Bible, New Age. And I see that. And then people say stuff like, oh, well, this, that, and bad about the Bible. And then they only say those few verses that they heard from other people. I was just agreeing with you guys were saying. And I don't like that either. I was agreeing with you guys that I think it's a bunch of BS when they do that and they haven't read the whole Bible and then they say on what they think about the Bible.
So the brother Iimmanuwel ain't black enough for you, cause I thought y'all had some contingency, but you just saying he just think less of the Israelites are black, and you saying that, bro, all of them black, damn near all of them.
No, I never used the word all,
Oh,
but
no, I'm
damn
saying,
near.
no, I'm saying, well, cause he was at 80%. So what was y'all contingency then?
No, he said 80% of the white people in America are Israelites. That's what he said.
No, no, no,
Whoa,
no, 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 no,
I
no,
knew that's what you thought he said.
no. Definitely didn't say that, brother. I said 80 to 85 of Jacob's tribe would have been melanated. I said that's
Okay, well, that wasn't my
unfair.
question. My actual question was the percentage of white people
Yeah,
here in America today.
I know
What's
what
the
you asked,
percentage? So
and
why
I
would you answer that then?
because that's as genuine as I can. Like for me to just say, for me to keep it real with you about my understanding of America today is you would have a melting pot of everything. So you got Moabites, you got Egyptians, you got Assyrians, you got Israelites, you got Canaanites, you got Amalekites, you got a bunch of motherfuckers here.
Ah,
So to try and say all the black people here are this or majority are this, I can't. I'm way past that.
no, that has nothing to do with me asking you a question and you answering it. Okay, when it comes to white people in America, what percentage do you
Trying to tell
possibly
you
think? Because you said you would hear me. You said you would humor me. Yes, earlier, you said you would humor me, and you did humor me. So, white people in America, what percentage of them do you think are Israelites then?
Can I answer that? Oh, the real tip, none. Because
No, because
white
we got to find
people,
out what he
by
thinks.
definition of the word, cannot be Israelite. They white when you say white people, they cannot be Israelite. There is no such thing as a white Israelite. Even the Israelites say they black and calmly.
so
And this from the mixed Israelites of Solomon. So these
so
are some mixed Israelites calling themselves black and calmly.
so let me give you an example of what I mean when I say I'm past that. Because you can look at one example, like let's just say Drake's father is an Israelite. He's a little bit brighter than me, just a hair, but he's definitely brown, dark brown. Drake is the color that he is, and Drake's son could pass for white when he's with his white mom, but he would be an Israelite according to the text. So if
And
we
I
know,
agree with that earlier.
so hold on.
But I
But if
also
we know
said
for a
that 5 lines, 5 generations, same subject, 5 generations down, are they still white if one of those families didn't have a boy? Is my next question.
um, no, because it's no more lineage.
Okay, so the percentage of a whole bunch of white Israelites walking around wouldn't be that high because that just doesn't happen in every family to them having 10 boys in every generation for 10 generations, right?
Okay,
I'm
so
That
just saying
you
argument really don't work though.
statistically, in general, they'd be white people here in America would be Gentiles, not Israelites.
Yeah, I agree with that. White people here in America will be Gentiles, not Israelites. But however, not ain't no but on that. But when you say like, I'll leave it right there because that's good that you came to that realization that white people here
No,
are
I'll
just
stand on that.
Gentiles.
I'll stand on that. You white
No, I stand on that
Americans
with
are
you. No, I'm with you.
Gentiles.
White people here are
Yeah,
Gentiles and not Israelites. That's all I've been saying the whole time. So,
so
man, you ain't got no
yeah.
argument. I agree with that.
yeah, so
No argument.
I'm not white, so you're not gonna hear me care enough to try and say uh white people are the
Man, you
enemy.
battle. Man, you they battle axe. Come on.
So hold on, hold on. Do you believe that You don't believe that your enemy was black in the time of the Lord talking about your enemy?
Nah, because that's you trying to misdirect the audience when we was talking about white Americans the whole time. You gotta stay in context of the subject we talking about though.
I'm trying to figure out why your focus is turning to white Americans, and that's not what
Because
the.
that was the subject line when I started. It says open discussion. That was my subject line.
I know. So I was not answering none of your questions. I was answering them, but I was asking questions back.
No, but you were kind of being disingenuous.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you, I'm trying to be as genuine as possible. And I believe when I just throw my opinion out there and I say, well, shit, the white man could be Esau by like 80%. That sounds stupid to me. Because I've been there before. And I'm telling you, I'm past that.
You're the one that said 80%. I didn't say 80%.
Oh, I'm saying I'm telling you, if I was to say something like that, just throwing that out there being ignorant, like I have in the past. I'm telling you that would sound stupid to me, so I don't do that.
Hey,
But
but listen to this.
I'm saying statistically in general, when you say that, you were off. That's my stance.
But brother Truth, I got a question for you though. Have you heard of the one drop rule? That extreme rule, racism, one drop rule. You heard of it? Okay, so if you heard of the one drop rule, then you know that just by saying black man, white lady mixed, then do it for a generation, then the fifth generation. No, it's scientifically proven. Now the one drop rule is a little bit racist, but it's something called the 3/4 rule, not 3/5 of a man, but 3/4 rule, where three three are dominant and one is recessive every time you mix a tall with a short. Three will come out short and one tall, or three will come out tall and one short. But it'll happen every time. It's a law in nature. Gregor Mendel discovered that law. So now, when the dominant gene, the black gene, mixed with the recessive gene, that's not a 50-50 right there either for the child. The child get the dominant genes of the dominant parent, which is the black parent. No matter how the child look, the child still got the dominant gene.
Yeah, the Y chromosome only comes from the father.
Yeah, the Y chromosome can only come from the father. But I don't know why Israelites, these modern day Israelites, focus so hard on the patriarchal bloodline as if it's superior to the matriarchal bloodline.
That's just how we went by because they're saying that when we were lining up our armies, that's the rule they went by. And also, when it says that begat him, it's just going by father to son and father to son.
Now that's a good point right there, and I know those points. However, would you? I mean, are we trying to say that men are holier than women, or have some type of genetic
No, we're
superiority?
not saying that. We were
Okay,
saying that
wait.
the
Let me make
Y
this point.
chromosome only comes from the man. You just said it. I just said it. It's
I
very
agree,
blatant
but
that the
wait,
Y
let me make my point.
chromosome.
Don't try to walk me to the place. Let me make my point. So, because I'm gonna make another point. So, in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, which is genetics, which is what we're talking about, genes, where it says in Genesis, where it says in Genesis 3, where it reads, I will put enmity between the woman's seed and the devil's seed, and he will bite at her heel, and she will crush his head. I want to know
It's not the devil's
why.
seed. It's not the devil's seed.
Hold on. You want to go ahead? Go ahead. I'll finish my question as you go. Go ahead.
I just wanted to clarify for the audience that it's the devil seed will fight with Jacob's seed, and yeah, the Jacob will
No,
have the
it didn't say nothing
devil's.
about Jacob. It said the woman between your seed and her seed. The woman. It said the woman seed.
Well, the woman's representing Israel, and then
The woman
Satan's
represents Eve, who
not
she is.
representing Israel.
She represents a woman, and now you take her and make her represent Israel. And I can see why you do that. And I would agree, the woman gave birth to Israel. And that's why I'm saying, honor thy mother and thy father, that thy days may be long.
But it doesn't take away the But it doesn't take away the fact that the Y chromosome comes from the father. It doesn't take away from the fact that that's how we lined
But
up
I'm saying,
Israel. It doesn't take
okay,
away from the
that's
fact
a
that's
scientific
how we
fact.
did things
What does that have to do with us?
biblically.
Hold on, he's saying something very, very important right now, brother. Truth, you keep saying the Y chromosome come from the father. It's two things.
The X chromosome come from the mother.
Hold
Now,
on.
if we say that, what?
Hold on. So, if it was Abraham black, cause you like using the term
You're,
black, right? So Abraham
you're
was
asking
black.
me?
Yeah.
To the people today, if someone seen him on the street, majority of people would not consider him white. I would say that.
Okay. So
Abraham black.
what you say about Jacob?
Jacob,
Yeah.
bro, I know they're These are You know that I believe these are melanated people.
Okay. So if Abraham was melanated, that means Isaac was melanated and Ishmael was melanated, right?
Yeah. Or they might not be all the same color, but yeah, if they're all the same bloodline, they would be
Yeah, that
some
same
sort of
Y
shade of
chromosome
brown.
that you talking about. The same Y chromosome that you
Yes,
talking about. Okay, but okay.
yes,
So
yes.
Ishmaelites is the one who sold Joseph into Egypt, right?
Yes, Joseph's brothers sold him into Egypt.
Joseph's brother sold him to the Ishmaelites. The Ishmaelites sold him into Egypt. But we'll keep going for the sake of me. We still talking about this Y chromosome is what I want you to follow. So that's black, black, black. So you choose your enemy out of that black, black, black right there. Okay, and then you saying that Isaac would have been black.
But you're trying. I never associated black with that time zone, though. You're trying to put me in an argument that I'm not making, though.
Oh, okay, cool. Cause I'm finna get to the Israelites. Like you like to walk down, so let me walk down real quick. So
No, that's fine. But I'm just saying that's not what I'm saying.
We're going to Isaac. You said he would have been melanated, and I know you think that. That's what you said. I know you think Isaac.
No, because when I'm saying black and white, I was referring to America Today. I wasn't referring to anything else. And you're trying to drag that. You're trying to drag me. You're trying to make me have arguments that I'm not making right now.
No, I'm asking questions. So that means Jacob and Esau.
No, I'm telling you that's what you're doing right now.
So Jacob and Esau would have had Isaac Y chromosome, right?
Yes, the Abraham is the father of Isaac, and Isaac is the father of Jacob, which Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel because Jacob's name was changed to Israel, and he had 12 sons, and those made the 12 tribes of Israel.
Okay, and they would have been melanated as well, right?
Yes, the 12 tribes of Israel would have also been melanated.
Okay, so when
you look at the Egyptian, because also let me sidebar and finish the rest of that answer. When you look on the Egyptian walls, the pharaoh shows the different nations that he conquered, and then he has their heads all together, and his head has them by the hair, but it shows all their complexions, and the Israelites' complexions were brown on the Egyptian walls.
For sure. Okay, so if that's Isaac Y chromosome that went to Jacob and his descendants, and that's all brown, and Esau was brown, and he came with the same Y chromosome. When did he become white for you to say your enemy is white?
because Esau was born an albino redhead, and then when he left after he killed his brother, he moved to a town of white people, and he moved to a town of people that aren't Israelites, and he just made it with them. So that's how you have Esau in the white blood today, because
So
that kept going.
Esau didn't go into Canaan.
I'm sorry.
Didn't Esau go into Canaan?
Um, I'm not sure. Can you pull that verse? I just want them to see how biblically he um, had children with them, and it wasn't with Israelites.
So why?
So we can stop saying that
I'm finna pull
he's
Esau going into Canaan, and then I want you to
yeah.
pull Esau going into white.
No, I said not Israelite. I
Whatever
said not.
language.
I don't know the Canaan's color. I said not Israelite. I said he made it with people that aren't Israelites.
Okay, Canaan
And I'm
came from
saying that those
Canaan
genetics, I don't know how those genetics got spread,
right?
but I'm saying that those genetics got spread to the white and to the white population today. And then that's why they're calling them Esau. That's
When-
why. Because those genetics went into their race. And those genetics are still in their bloodline to this day.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking you. Do you got a scripture for a proof that Esau went into a white race? Like what nation are you talking about that Esau went into that was white for them to
No,
become?
I'm not saying okay, in general, I'm just saying in general that's where his genetics ended up. I'm not really going into specifics. If you want, we could go into specifics, but that's not what I was doing.
No, if it ain't obvious what I've been trying to tell you, then it's cool for the sake of time. But I'm still gonna find that verse for you at some point, because I'm positive that Esau did end up going into Canaan as well, which means that it would have been more black Edomites. So when we keep
No,
trying to
because okay, so was Canaan, see, from what I understand, Canaan was like that's the mixed multitude city back then. It's not like, Kemet or Egypt where the majority of them were, melanated. It couldn't have been amalgamation. What if you were to say that about Canaan, then I would agree with you there. So you have to accept that that's what I believe too.
okay.
Because Canaan was like it was like America. It was like America back then. It was just a whole. It was in Canaan was like in the middle of an area where a lot of cross border are happening from other countries. It's like a main market. It's like America. It's just an amalgamation of really different countries coming together because of its location.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying, truth. But what I need you to get is that ain't nothing I said supposed to give you the understanding that I feel like Israelites are white. But everything that I said should have been giving you the understanding that you need to stop looking past black for your enemy, because you keep acting like your only enemy is white. And that's not the
I
case.
never said that. I never said that. I said majority. I said majority. I said in general. I didn't say all, bro.
Yeah, that's off. To say majority, that's off. Because you can't prove that scripturally anywhere. The only thing that you can prove is that, like you say, at some point
Okay, but
you
you're
see
off
the
too
at
because
some
you're
point
in
you
the
see the
fishbowl with me. You said 80%. You said you're in the fishbowl with me, so you're off too.
I said I would jump in that fishbowl and throw an opinion out there to show you why I don't do that.
No, I confirmed that you were in the fishbowl with me. You need to go back. You confirmed that you were in the fishbowl with me.
And I kept telling you yes, yes.
Okay, so you're off. So you're off. Are you off? Yes or no? The Bible says to answer questions yes or no. Are you off? Yes or no? Are you off? Yes or no? The Bible says to answer questions yes or no. Are you off? Yes or no?
No. What was the bowl that I was telling you I was in?
Okay, then I'm not off. If you're not off and you're in the same fishbowl as me, then I'm not off.
It was only about one thing, truth.
No. Are you in the fishbowl with me? Yes or no?
Fishbowl sounds dangerously close to echo chamber. I don't know if that's where.
No, you see how he tries to jump back out of the fishing bowl when it fits him, but it's just weird. Like, he's off as hell right now. He's off as hell right now.
What if anything in the fishbowl is saying that the enemy is white or majority of the enemy is white, no, I'm not in that fishbowl with you.
I never said that. That's not what I said. I was talking about white people here in America today. And you jumped in the fishbowl with me, and you want to jump out now because you realize you're off. You realize you're off as hell, and now you want to jump out the fishing bowl because you realize you're off. Are you off, yes or no?
No.
Okay, then I'm not off.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you corrected yourself there. Then you were off, right?
If you're not saying that majority of
Come on, this is what I talk about, how he don't make sense and how he can deduct to a singular point. That's an issue. It's called being disingenuous, brother. You'll never hold up in a debate with me, bro. I will destroy you.
Hey, man. We can always set one up if you feel like it's a
I said no. Oh, you gotta beat me here. Let's go to a different subject, or you guys want to do a different subject. I'm not one to heart, you know.
No, we can do it on this subject. If you feel like you can prove that the white person is the enemy to the black person, and you have
no, that's not the title I would pick. That's not the title I would pick. I wouldn't go with that.
Do it. You should, because you got slavery on your side. And I will still show you how black people are the enemy to black people way more than white people are. You can't have that.
Our majority of the white people in America Gentiles. I'll take that debate.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, because I would destroy you, bro.
Yeah.
So you agree then? If you wouldn't take that debate, no, hold on. If you wouldn't take that debate, that means you agree with me.
No, I just don't even really. I don't even understand that line of thinking.
How?
All white people are Gentiles. See, in that case, we could say all black people.
You said all again. Why do you keep doing that? Why do you say all? Why do you do that?
Majority. If we could say majority of the black people are Gentiles.
Our majority of the white people in America today, Gentiles. I'll take that debate.
Okay. Somebody probably would over here too. We could keep that in mind, but I wouldn't. You would have to find another topic for me.
Nobody wants that kind of smoke, bro. Nobody wants that kind of smoke. But I do. That's what I believe, bro. I really believe that these white people are Gentiles. I do believe that the Israelites are the only descendants from that bloodline that's spoken about in the Bible. I believe that ADOS, not all of them, but I believe majority of them, they fell out of that 70 AD that happened because it was kind of like white back then. Just like you have white people fighting against, black people today with the with Dangerfield getting beat and George Floyd getting beat and killed by white people, and it's like us versus them. It was the same thing back in the day. When you read the history, the Israelites back then were, having trouble with the Romans, and they were like causing an uproar, and the Romans felt a need to quote unquote put them in their places, and that's what happened. And so Israel fell, and then we ended up going into West Africa, and then I believe the Illuminati and I believe all of them attacked of us. Even though the Roman government fell, I believe there are still systems from that system still going on, still heading on it, still, pushing that curse. I believe the Most High hardened their hearts, and they tracked us down, and they even sent the slavery to specifically to West Africa to come get us. I believe that I believe that the South Africans are not a part of our people. I do believe you. At that time, they were doing the Jewish beliefs. They weren't doing what those Jewish people were coming from in that temple. They didn't know anything about that. The South Africans didn't know anything about that. So to say that I believe that all black people that were, no, I don't believe in that. I told you I know all the One West doctrines from every single different One West tribe, One West camp. So I know that part. But what I'm saying is that we, were put into slavery, and Moses told us to, choose good or evil. The Most High told Moses they're going to choose evil. As soon as he told that to us, the Most High told Moses we're going to choose evil and what's going to happen. Even Moses said, even though I gave y'all the choice, I know what y'all are going to choose. So yeah, man, we end up here in slavery in America, and no, it's not because I'm brainwashed. It's not because I'm trying to figure out why I'm in the situation I'm in and why my people are in the situation they're in. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with me biblically following the Bible, me having biblical understanding and following the whatever breadcrumbs is left on the side of it. So that's another reason I don't throw out like Kemet and their teachings, but I don't want to be long winded. Sorry.
Nah, I agree with a lot of what you were saying, and I ain't that ain't my concern, because like I say, you pretty much explaining the fact that Yahasha, you funny. You pretty much explaining the fact that you've gained understanding outside of the Bible that validates the Bible for you, and that's important for faith. So it's not just faith in something unseen, nor having any evidence, because a lot of people get that misconstrued. That faith is just something that you don't have anything but the Bible. You haven't seen anything else. You don't use any extra biblical sources. It's just simply, I read the Bible and I believe in Jesus. It's people that, they believe that that's how it goes for believers, because that's where they were with their immaturity in their spirituality when they were reading the Bible. And people forget about that part. So I agree with you there. My thing is, it's still another level of maturity to reach when it comes to the tribal shit. And once you get into the colorism and the racism, and you start conflating a lot of these things that are really, really modern, and try and put them with things that are really, really ancient. And that's when you can get a little pseudo, just plain and simple. So the whole black and white and these tribes were this color and majority of us in America are this, like, bro, that shit is a stretch. Especially when you got the prophecies of all of us being in the same areas in the time of these tribulations. So when you understand the cities of Egypt and Assyria having highways, and right here with the Israelites, you talking about times of uh, the kingdom in the fact that the Canaanites are going to be restored in their own land as well, because they will have duties. Like it's a lot of things that let you know these people have to be in the same areas and interacting with each other on a regular basis, even if not in the same direct vicinity. So just to say that all these melanated people that we looking at in America are majority the same tribe or nation when it comes to the biblical context, you can get real pseudo easy. And it's a lot of geography that lines up to let you know that you can't do that. Hell, you got a nigga that made a whole doctrine saying that majority of the African Americans were Moabites. And
No,
it's still
I would stick to the word bloodline and stand on it. I would still swing. I would still fight, even though if I lost, it's still what I believe. I'll still get in there.
yeah, that's I mean, bloodline is way more direct. You see what I'm saying? But to just say black and white and majority of African Americans, like that's a stretch when you start going that vague.
Now, if I say majority are Israelites, yeah, I could admit I need to switch it to majority are bloodline Israelites. Because like you said, man, there are a lot of people today are in the hoods and there's no turning back. You know what I'm saying? It's for life, and there ain't no getting them back. And so they ain't following laws, so they're not Israelites. So if you out there and you claim the life and you're loyal to the life, you'll never be Israelite, because according to the Bible, you have to be following the law, the Bible, the law. You have to be practicing the Bible. You look up the Ten Commandments. You gotta follow those Ten Commandments. You gotta follow Jesus' two commandments of loving the Most High more than everybody and everything, and then loving your brother, treating your neighbor like your brother. But we don't have to stay on one subject because I know it's 2 cents, and so if someone else wants to bring up another subject, we'll jump on it.
No, it's good, man. Like I say, this is what we do on Edge of 2 Cents. I'll say it's been great having you up here, bro. You most definitely are you on Facebook or anything like that, or Facebook Messenger, Discord, anything like that?
No, I'm at truthtellsallnow@gmail.com.
Drop
Truth
your email in the
tells
private
all.
chat for me. Can you put it in the private chat?
All right.
Get you back for an interview here soon.
Just
Yeah, I heard some interesting perspectives on you, and I know a couple people who would love to take you on some of the debate topics you put out there. They a little more risky than Emmanuel. But we got,
Yeah, for sure, man. There you
appreciate it.
go, right there.
Got you. Let me screenshot that. Got you locked in. Yeah, I'm gonna email you in the morning about an interview next week. Make a flyer for you.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
yeah, but I say the fact that have come to this knowledge,
So
pretty much on your own, and you ain't really too much, like you say, in no camp or nothing like that. That's always a blessing, bro. A lot of
now,
people. Would you say?
no, because I remember that on when it comes to the camps, a lot of people when you join a camp, they tell you, hey, brother, you gotta, forget everything you knew, and you gotta start over, grant a clean sheet with us, and we're going to teach you everything. And that's the wrong thing, because when I talked to like one of the One West, original leaders, that he was like, no, I was like, when you came into this, did you throw away everything you previously knew? And he was like, no. So everything they're teaching, when they say that, it's contradictive, because that's not how they started. So what I'm saying is that um, um,
I think you went out, Truth. Can you hear him, A1?
No, I think he cut out.
Okay.
Maybe his phone died. He definitely has some interesting perspectives, though, to say the least. Um, he said he walked you down. That
Nah, he
was
did.
funny.
He did, man. I fuck with Truth.
That was my first time getting hip to him,
on
man. I
my
like his
back, can you hear me?
conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can
yeah,
hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yeah.
we can hear you
Hey,
now.
my bad, bro. What were we talking about? I'm sorry. What was your question?
Um, I was just saying that it was a blessing how you came into the knowledge without having to be a part of no camp necessarily and stuff like that, and was able to study on your own because a lot of people, um, they need to feel like they're a part of something to go along with their new knowledge. You see what I'm saying? And then that can leave you to be indoctrinated and start attaching a lot of pseudoism to the Bible.
No, that's why I like you when you say you're biblically, you go by the Bible, because it becomes meat and bones. Like if Captain Cesario teaches me something, I'm not going to say ISUBK is all wrong because they teach, there's no hell. I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna take the things that I learned from him, like the me, being an Israelite, and how Israelites want to follow laws, and then that's how there's another Israelite, stuff like this, which you have Tahar, a leader of GS, teaches us about, revelations in the end days, and it's all meat and bones. So I'm not going to jump in one camera and throw everything out. I'm going to go by the Bible like you, and then I'm going to take what is the most proven fact of a doctrine, and then I'm going to keep that doctrine because it's the most correct doctrine that fits the whole Bible. And but I believe there is like a skeleton. I mean, even though we got different translations and we have different books and stuff like that, I still believe there's a skeleton, if you will, quote unquote, a doctrine of the whole Bible. What do you think?
Um, you said what is the skeleton of the whole Bible?
You know how you have like a skeleton of a house?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I believe there's like a skeleton in the Bible. Like there is a context to the whole Bible, meaning um, in the beginning there was no sin, and everybody was cool, and then the Most High made man, and then angels, Satan sinned, right? And then sin was introduced into the world, and man was introduced into sin, and woman was introduced to sin, and the Most High distanced himself from all of us, and we had to find to a way to atone ourselves, and that's how you have the atonement in the Old Testament with the sprinkling around the altar with the blood. And then you have the old ways going out, and you have new covenants, which is Jeremiah 31:31. And then you have Jesus coming, and then him rising on the third day, and then him getting our sins forgiven. He's an atonement. That's why they call him a lamb, because he's still an atonement for those sins for mankind. Um, The first atonement we had with the sprinkling altering, we would just kill our animals, and that was the punishment the Most High gave us for sinning. And we would feel bad about killing those animals, and it was the most valuable ones, so it cost us something. It's the way He taught us to not sin back then. But now it's Jesus died for you. He's the creator of this existing Son, and you should feel some kind of way with that about that, and that should make you not want to sin. And if you do sin, He died for your sins. So you have to give that recognition to Him. That's your atonement. And not sinning again is also your atonement. So those combination of those two things, it's how you climb that ladder of becoming a better person and more of a perfect person. Because in the Bible, it says the Most High wants you to become perfect, wants you to become sinless. So everybody around the world, if everybody's for the Bible, and everybody wants to be a part of the Bible, you just can't claim it. You actually have to practice stuff. But my bad, man. I start rambling. My bad.
No, you good. I was listening close for just in case I disagree with something. So, because I don't like to just listen and say, "Oh yeah, I agree with what you're saying," because I agree with some of it. But yeah, I agree with pretty much everything I just heard you say. Once again, the only thing is, in a sense, let me ask you because I got a perspective just from your explanation and your synopsis that you just gave. How you feel about the Mosaic Law in particular?
I believe it's the beginning. I believe it's the beginning of of a new the last parts of a new the last of the new the last of the I don't know how to say it. Um, it's the last law, the last orders we were left with when it comes to laws as Israel. Everything else from there on is just generalized and stuff that we're supposed to get, like it's very self explanatory. But when it comes to specifics, I believe that's the last, you know, we were given.
So, do you feel like the carnal is necessary?
Can I ask why you're asking me now?
When I say certain carnal is necessary, I mean like just rehearsing certain acts that you can, like in ways that you can. Like even though we don't have a temple necessarily, you can't properly. Well, I ain't gonna say you can't properly build an altar because you can technically, but that's another subject. But you know what I'm saying, like keeping the Sabbath regular, keeping your feast days, keeping your Sabbath. Uh, like you say, of course, keeping the 10. Uh, dietary, just it's simple. He dropped off.
No, I'm here. I'm trying to reiterate your question with at the end of what you're saying here.
Nah, the screen had changed. I couldn't see you no more. But yeah, I'm asking, do you keep the simplicity of the Mosaic law that we can keep without the temple?
Do I believe in following feast days and stuff like that? Is what you're asking me?
Yeah, like do you believe it's necessary?
Like following the Passover and the sacrificing the lamb on Passover, like ICPK and stuff like that?
Yeah, I guess some people do it like individually, household wise. I've seen it done a lot of different ways. But like I say, in any type of way, I guess the understanding is we're rehearsing the righteous acts, like in understanding what you're supposed to do on these feast days. Even if you can't do it, you do it to the best of your ability.
I believe, yeah, we should do it to the best of our ability, but I don't think there's no authority in it. I think the only authority in it is for them just to telling us to remember, and that's the only authority it has. Like when the Most High says, "Remember Passover," because I passed over you guys in Egypt, and I didn't kill your first sons, but I killed their first sons. You know, so stuff like that. Yeah, man, I reminisce on Passover. I think about that. I try to make it a point to because it's what the Most High said to do, and I'm trying to go by His formula.
Okay.
But
Well,
do I think it has anything to do? Does it have anything to do with my salvation? So let me clarify. No, I don't believe it has anything to do with my salvation. The only thing I'm required to do is just remember. But even the ISBK even says that they just practice, so I wouldn't even put that on them.
yeah. So what about dietary?
Yeah, man, I don't eat pork. I stay away from it. Even though some people say it's just because we didn't have refrigerators back then, and that's why they wrote that in there. But still, though, we don't know. We weren't there. We don't know why they put that in there. We just need to obey. That's the way I see it. So, yeah, man, I had to give up pepperoni, but hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah. Uh, like I say, bro, you seem pretty solid. I know a couple Israelites that may take that Gentile debate. Like I say, you worded it the way that you wording it. It sounds a little funny, but uh, I know a couple people who could possibly take that. So stick around, man. We definitely love new faces. Some people, it's some people like to be hoodies. I can't say the other word. We just say hoodies now. Um, but yeah, you can handle yourself. I could tell. So you get them in line, and it'll be other platforms, not other platforms, but other panels on this same channel. Uh, just depending on who's hosting, who's moderating, and things like that, where it can get a little rowdy sometimes. So, but
Oh, it's all good, man. Well, hey, man, I'm gonna go ahead and bow out, man. And thanks for letting me up on the panel, man. I appreciate it.
man, it's all good. Like I said, man, make sure you keep coming back, man. Stick around. We love uh we love new members to the family, the Titan family, man. So shout out to you for coming up tonight. We appreciate you. Shalom. Have a great rest of your night, brother.
All right, shalom, shalom.
Brother Ash. Shalom. Yeah, man. We went 2.5. Brother Truth came up here, did his thing. Brother Babylon came up here and did his thing. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all keep tuning in. Iimmanuwel, add your 2 cents. You said something, A1? Yeah, y'all keep making sure y'all tune in, man. We definitely got more debates coming up. We got the championship coming up soon. I'm not sure if we got an exact date for it yet. We did just have that face off Saturday. If you missed it, it's still up on the channel. Y'all go check it out. Swab Boss versus Pandemus. It was a pretty good face off, and it segued into another great live. Yeah, man, the channel is loaded. Y'all know we stay loaded. I'm gonna be here every Wednesday night for the next few Wednesdays for a minute. Y'all keep tuning in. Yeah, man, I appreciate everybody who showed up tonight. This is what we do, man. Add your 2 cents whenever you want to come pop it. All you got to do is hit up A1 or hit up Iimmanuwel Halalwayah. Hit up Brother Oli, hit up Brother Humble Mystic, and let us know. We're gonna make sure you come up 20 to 30 minutes uninterrupted. If you want to take questions, you can take questions. If not, hey man, let them do a video on it afterwards. This is what we do over here, man. Uninterrupted, decorum enforced. We love new faces. Shout out Babylon Dunn. Shout out Brother Truth. Israel Rising. Kwam Yasharala. And we out.
Oh, oh, oh. Hear the sounds of the trumpets. Start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we stomping. This the clash of the titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets. Start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we're stomping. This the clash of the titans. Hear the sound.
Who you talking to? Who said what? Who told who? Who built the frame that you looking through? Who you talking to? Talking timeless while you speaking in sequence too. If it ain't coherent, it collapse on cue. Who you talking to? Who said that? Who told you existence started? Run that back. Every worldview crack where the pressure at. Who you talking to? Who you talking to? Who said what? Who taught who? Who built the frame that you looking through? Who you talking to? Talking timeless while you speaking in sequence too. If it ain't coherent, it collapse on cue. Who you talking to? Who said that? Who told you existence started? Run that back. Every worldview crack where the pressure at. Who you talking to? Every line of treasure you only find in the mind, my mind. And you know I work in the mines. I don't charge a dime for you to stay out of mine. 2 times, we on time. Every line got another line, hiding behind the line. You hearing bars, I'm hearing structure and design. You hear a punchline, I hear ontology, a line. Who said reality started? Talking outside existence while existing to argue. Smuggling sequence in your sentence unconsciously. Then call it timeless when I ask what the process be. Who you talking about? Half these worldviews fall when you walk them out. Everybody got answers till you chalk it out. Then coherence disappear when you map it out. I studied Heraclitus flowing rivers in motion. Parmenid's frozen, I can see both in the ocean. Can't build a frame, but the frame still folded. Trying to define a world while the mind still holding it. Aristotle looking for causes and categories. Nietzsche killed guys, but couldn't kill reality. Heidegger staring into being and anxiety. I'm just asking what makes existence intelligibly. Different type of hell. Different type of hell. Yeah, different type of animal. Now everybody better listen up. For my people in the struggle who never gave a what. Even when life try to press you down, turn your frown to a smile. I make styles just to lift you up. I'm a different type of animal. Way different type of animal. To the succeed, easy to see. I'm a different type of animal. Different type of animal. No fur, no scales, just feathers on me. Different type of animal. Steady hustling, steady grinding. Getting money every time I put my time in. When they ask what I got up under my sleeve, they never gon' believe when I tell them it's all timing. Everybody want a real life attitude. Incoherent, now they mad at you. Some people can't get it, now they laugh at you. Till they see the glow, now they copying the altitude. I never was the type, it was handed to. Had to put it together like mechanics do. Now you see I got the tools to succeed. Different mindset, different breed, different view every Quantum thoughts, I evolve every week. Young Al, been wild since a young child. Still fresh to the death, no funeral style. How could you walk in my shoes? We run the town. Big shoes to fill. Never been a clown. I'm a different type of animal. Way different type of animal. To the succeed, easy to see. I'm a different type of animal. Different type of animal. No fur, no scales, just feathers on me. Different type of animal. Talking about the block, I've been around, fighting through the hard times till it spin around. Game tight, move smooth, never hear a sound. Big pressure every time we hit the town. Couldn't touch me with a yardstick. Running through the paper on that backyard business. Chasing dreams, chasing cream to the team. Rich 5'8", but I'm standing on that stand tall mindset. See these monkeys trying to pull me from the tree. Yeah, they pulled me down before that, just turned me to a beast. So I hopped into the streets, showed the hungry how to eat. Oklahoma on my back, now I'm bringing pressure to the beat. Cold hard world, colder in the streets. Money on my mind, barely get to sleep. Dreams feel close, still feel out of reach. Lights up ahead, I just want a little peace. Still a student of the game, don't qualify to teach. Learn lessons every day, so I evolve every week. I'm not an animal, life just got wild. So I did what I had to do, the other routes was foul. No copy, no paste, you can't get my style. Heart on my sleeve, still walk with a smile. Judge me by my past, take a look at me now. I ain't doing this for me, I just wanna make my mama proud. Quantum only is untrue, yo, we bringing it out. Why y'all watching me? Better watch the crowd. I'm a different type of animal. Way different type of animal. To the succeed, easy to see. I'm a different type of animal. Different type of animal. No fur, no scales, just feathers on me. Different type of animal. Different type of animal. Different type of animal. Different type of animal. Different type of animal.
Yeah. I've been on the West Coast with the best smoke, trying to get my money right. Then I turn my TV on and something ain't feeling right. Hold up, niggas dying every night, bullets flying left.
The wool removed, you wolves I see. No dogs, no snakes, it's feathers on me. This time, let's start. Hey. They try to open their third eye with both eyes closed. Can't see the consequences to the things that they chose. Put they self in deeper sleep, claiming that they woke, while I'm watching time and nature moving through the smoke. I fell in love with wisdom. Sophia held my hand, told me comfort ain't real if it destroy another man. So I learned to love existence without controlling all the plans. Try to hold on to forever, still it slipped right through my hands. Tried everything to get it, still slipped through my hands. Then it's both of my kids, only thing I truly love, my number one fans. And I still smile even when life get cold, cause most things grow in the sunlight, but grow the most at night. That's something people don't know. I'm on fire, I'm on. I love time because nature gave me something to adore. I'm on fire, forever be only one vision of reality. Wanna more love again. I guess I'll tell you about the secret to existence again. Feathers on me, stars above. Everything alive because of love. The only time I fell in love, I was standing on the ledge. If I would've knew the ledge, I might've moved different instead. Thought I found forever in somebody else's head, but she just wanted friendship while I was thinking marriage bed. So here I go again, talking about love again, trying to explain existence through the pain again, trying to hold beauty still, but time don't ever stand. That's when Father Time whispers, son, that's just the plan. And Mother Nature touched my shoulder, said nothing blooms forever, but everything returns eventually. That's when I finally understood why heartbreak make us wiser, why loneliness get deeper when your thoughts become advisors. People fear the dark, but the stars only shine there. Flowers drink the sunlight, but roots grow where the night live. That's why I stopped fearing pain and started reading signs there. Every scar another map showing me where life is. Time and nature had a face, I don't think they look old. Probably young forever, with eternal souls. Little kids with galaxies inside their pupils glowing gold, running through the universe, laughing while creation unfolds. Not gods on thrones, not witches casting spells, just the endless interaction that make existence itself. One gay sequence, one gay shape, and together they became every heartbeat, every ocean, every memory, every name. Beauty and the beast, light and dark, love and grief, that's the balance. People call it contradiction, but I call it understanding. Cause I love time, cause time gave me moments. And I love nature, cause nature let me hold them. That's why I cherish every second, even broken ones too. Cause without the hurt and healing, Father Time and Mother Nature dancing endlessly. Forever be Father Time and Mother Nature dancing endlessly. Open both eyes and if mine is sleep, you get two eyes, but only one vision of reality. Love again. I guess I'll tell you about the topic of existence again. Feathers on me, stars above, everything alive because of love. Mama fighting, mama amor. This time I understand it. Try to open the third eye with both eyes closed. Can't see the consequences to the things that they chose. Put themselves in deep sleep, claiming that they woke while.
Yeah. Woo. What? Woo. Yo. Woo. Hear the sounds of the trumpets. Start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down and lay down when we stomping. Clash of the Titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets. Start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down and lay down when we stomping. This the clash of the Titans. mention where infinity gauntlet is a mere toy compared to the intellectual prowess. Build and destroy the cipher. Intellectual sword will slice ya, or whatever device you recommend. Surgical, precise pin. Hand get heated, the room will spin. If man get treated, then boom's gon' spin. Level heads with feet. Paradigm to box you in. Got a paradigms in the box you in. Make a paradigm shift, your clock won't spin. Hear the sounds of the trumpets. Start the rounds in the gauntlet. This the clash of the titans. Oh, oh, oh. Hear the sounds of the trumpets. Start the rounds in the gauntlet. Flesh your pads in the trumpets. Hear the sounds of the trumpets. Stop the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down and lay down with these trumpets.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wanna be free. Oh, yeah. Wait till I'm free. Oh yeah. Wait till I'm free. Then my sister don't gotta pay bills some more, then she'll be free. Then I can have my mama ride for it like she's supposed to be, then she'll be free. Cause baby boy got it. Mama, don't you reach up in your wallet, not when you're with me. Oh no, no, no. So when I'm free, I'ma be right back home where I'm supposed to be, not in these streets. Trying to make a living for myself and my family so I can breathe. So if they need new shoes, I ain't gotta worry, cause it's all on me. Yeah, 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 yeah. The only time I feel free is with a mic, bright lights while I'm on the stage. They cheer for me. I got my whole family backstage doing the same like it should be. That would make me feel free. Yeah, yeah. That would make me feel free. I just wanna be free.
Cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, death is an illusion, homie, so I ain't never worried. Just ever ready, the flow's colder than February. Anybody can get it, I'm hotter than the Serengeti. Yeah, back in the day, quick to shoot the heady, catch you a fade and do you dirty in my little pennies, ready. Snatch for love, hit a nigga with a crossover. Plenty receipts, my homies newly not at all sober. LeBron James of the motherfucking rap game, crack cocaine, come and whip you up a batch, man. I'm with the shits, knowledge is dollars, niggas, I'm rich. You won't find a product bigger than this. Downloaded it to my conscience, been bodying ever since. Right now it's starting to make sense. I bless it since the adolescent, been practicing, manifesting and stretching out to the heavens and leveraging energy vectors in several directions. I've been in the trenches with multi-dimensional vision. I ain't superstitious, but just for the record, I don't care if you respect it, nigga, fully invested. I don't care if you a legend, my appearance a blessing, appearance a blessing. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried.
Yeah. 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 Never. Could never. Could never. Could never. Go hard or go home when you in this game. Always use your blanket when you switching lanes. Grind and work at 9 to 5 to ease the pain. Chill to turn umbrella when your bills rain. Go hard till you feel it. Get a job, open up a business. Haters gon' watch when you kill shit. Every murder case got a witness. Whole block going through the blues. Coming from the bottom, then you feel it. Being broke, leave a hole in your soul. Put your fists in the air, black folk, if you feel me. See, I came from the bottom, no lights, no gas. You can get robbed, no pipe, no mask. Throw a tea party, don't invite your ass. Now your belly got tissue to wipe your ass. It ain't no love from the government. Every president been on some sucker shit. Young niggas busting shit, no, I'm not loving it. This is the option they stuck me with. Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Hey, it ain't no love for your brother. It ain't no love for your sister. It ain't no love for no junkie. It ain't no love for the pusher. It ain't no love for the honest. It ain't no love for the real. It ain't no love for the loyal. Looking for love, get you killed. Filthy is what you gotta get. You gotta get dirty if you're trying to get rich. It's back to the mud, cause you gotta show love to all of the ones who will never see this. To all the little kids with no Christmas list. No TV, no bed, and no food on they dish. No father around, now they malnourished. That hindering aid coming from the government. You gotta get filthy. Fuck a job, open up a business. Haters gon' watch when you kill shit. Every murder case got a witness. Yeah. Whole block going through the blues. Coming from the bottom, do you feel it? Cause being broke leave a hole in your soul. Put your fists in the air, black folk, if you feel me. I say I came from the bottom, no lights, no gas. You can get robbed, no pipe, no mask. Throw a tea party, don't invite your ass. Now your belly got tissue to wipe your ass. It ain't no love from the government. Every president been on some sucker shit. Young niggas busting shit, no, I'm not loving it. This is the option they stuck me with. Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? It ain't no love for your brother. It ain't no love for your sister. It ain't no love for no junkie. It ain't no love for the pusher. It ain't no love for the honest. It ain't no love for the real. It ain't no love for the loyal. Looking for love, get you killed. Filthy is what you gotta get.
She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't want it. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't. See, I've been looking for a while. One who compliments my style, and who's pheromone so irresistible, it drives me wild. She ain't got no time to flex, way too blessed to be here stressed. Ain't compatible with low vibrations, nothing like the rest. No,
I don't know nobody when you get down. Just want you to be around.
Come close to me, baby. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't want it. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't. I just wanna see you smile. Keep my number on the dial. I anticipate and cannot wait until you come around. Cause I just wanna take you home. Seal the deal and set it stone. You should never be alone. You with me, with me, with me.
I don't know nobody when you get down.
Get down.
Want you to be around.
Come close to me, baby. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. Just say love, then I don't want it. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. Just say love, then I don't want it.
OWL, only world logic, OLEE. Only logical explanation of existence. Know the ledge. Philosophy. I'm messing around and catch a case with this one. Make 'em wanna party in outer space with this one. We slap these haters in their face with this one. Wait, I missed one. 2 times we on time. Every line of treasure you only find in my mind. And you know I work in the mines. I don't charge a dime for you to stay out of mind. Yeah, they fear as soon as they hear it. Smart minds salute it, the weak minds fear it. Like Aristotle, I question coherence through the eyes of a thinker, truth become appearance. Only answers come from the questions you form with time and nature. Every question transformed. It's the mecca for the minds that was built to explore. Bird droppings on the way, now the game getting stormed. Yeah. OWL on the wall, OLE in position. Test every claim, then I check the condition. If it don't hold coherence, it don't earn recognition. That's why debate opponents keep socially distancing. See, they don't really want pressure. They just want applause. Till somebody asks questions, then the room get paused. I built this from the ground, y'all just copying saws. Different type of animal, different type of balls. Can it be understood? Can it move without contradiction? Can the mind update when it finally see the friction? Yeah. I mess around and catch a case with this one. Make 'em wanna party in outer space with this one. We slap these haters in their face with this one. Wait, I missed one. 2 times we on time. Every line of treasure you only find in my mind. And you know I work in the mines. I don't charge a dime for you to stay out of mind. The wool removed, it's wolves I see. No fur, no scales, it's feathers on me. I'm more 5T, Fadi Mona, I'm more. Was Christian once, but I'm trapped no more. It's like trying to fly with an injured wing. That's exactly why the jailbirds sing. I flew to the top, left proof on things. Bird crumbs ain't enough when your appetite king. Mental worth, I done filled up the bank. You offer incoherence, so thanks. No thanks, no thanks. Keep your mental cranks, I can form thoughts well. Still waiting on answers for Yahweh and El. And Satan too, if we telling the story. Why blame a devil for a human choosing poorly? I move with my mind, I don't feel what's unseen. No ghost in the dark, get to hijack me. No copy, no paste, you can't get my style. Heart on my sleeve, still walk with a smile. Judge me by my past, take a look at me now. I ain't doing this for me, trying to make my mama proud. Quantum only isn't true, yeah, we bringing it out. While y'all watching me, better watch the crowd. Yeah, I'm from Oklahoma. Know I turn the cracker to a feast, and I also know the ratchet turn the actor to a priest. Cold hard world, but it's colder in the streets. Money on my mind, barely ever get to sleep. Yeah, dreams right there, still feel out of reach. Lights up ahead, I just want a little piece. Still student of the game, though I'm qualified to teach. Learn lessons every day, so I evolve every week. Best philosopher since, never mind, let's chill. I just know the difference between truth and skill. Between fake deep talk and the money bill. Between people that repeat and the ones that reveal. I'm messing around and catch a case with this one. Make a wanna party in outer space with this one. We slap these haters in their face with this one. Wait, I missed one. 2 times we on time. Every line of treasure you only find in my mind. And you know I work in the mines. I don't charge a dime for you to stay out of mind. Philosophy. O-W-L-O-L-E-E. Know the ledge.
Motivation. Yeah. Go own it. You own it. You own it. You own it. Are you investing your money or are you spending? You got that hunger, you come from humble beginnings. It's time to own it. No paying rent where you living. Go buy the land and you pass it down to your children. Do you feel me? Being broke ain't a number, that there's a mindset. They say it's lonely at the top, you made that climb yet. You wasted time. God no can't get no time back. You can't flip numbers till the day you flip your mindset. Yeah, if I told you crypto numbers, you would think I was lying. I heard people 35 were talking about they retiring. They hit the store, they got the book, they even studied online. About to build financial foundation, one tool at a time. I'm talking refinancing everything to stay alive. insurance ride. Cause all the money made in a day is just might save your night. That 401k, make it light, and if it's wrong, you make it right. You take too long, you pay the price. Only the strong gon' sacrifice. Now if I told you crypto numbers, you would think I was lying. I heard people 35 were talking about they retiring. They hit the store, they got the book, they even studied online. About to build financial foundation, one tool at a time. I'm talking black business, 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 black business. One turn into two turn into three turn into four. Now we call that community. I shot with him, he shot with her, I shot with them, they shot with me, and we never closing shop. That's how we build a legacy. Now one turn into two turn into three turn into four. Now we call that community. I shot with him, he shot with her, I shot with them, they shot with me, and we never closing shop. That's how we build a legacy. Come on now, black business, black business, black business, black business, black business, black business, black business. Best friend told on me, old girl, she hit the road on me. Swear this world keep getting so phony, can't control, homie. See, I try to put that roll on it. That's when the nigga up that pole on me. Now I got my pole on me. Back in the day, I was so hungry. They laughed at me, I was so bony. But I ain't fold, homie. Under control, never exposed, homies. Can't put his coat, he ain't got no coat on him. So do I still trust him? Even though they hate, you see, I still love them. They violate, just know I will bust them. And I won't feel nothing, cause I know consequences and repercussions. You don't want these consequences, best keep on trucking. Trying to teach my people something. See, I stay woke just in case the reaper coming. We only rest, boy, we don't sleep for nothing. Better teach your people something. He be out here geeking and pressing people's buttons. Better speak to him if you want to speak on something. Let's speak on something. I swear to God, I done ducked the dodge and been all about it my way. And I grind hard and I shine hard to keep it bad when all in my face. I ain't robbed nothing, I ain't juke shit. The nigga name good to this day, they just be hollering. I got that paperwork to say. Best friends hold on me. Whole girl, she hit the road on me. I swear this world keep getting so phony, can't control, homie. See, I try to put that roll on him. That's when that nigga up that pole on me. Now I got my pole on me. Back in the day, I was so hungry. They laughed at me, I was so bony. But I ain't fold, homie. Under control, never exposed, homies. Can't put his coat, he ain't got no coat on him. See, I was raised in all that violence, brought up in that bottom. Had to find my way without no blueprint from my father. System made my heart so hollow, the biggest pill that I had to swallow. You gotta endure the pain, just know that joy is soon to follow. My knowledge come from my mama, hatred come from my father. Love come from my children, I know they pray gon' keep me proper. I ain't never been no coward, and I ain't ducking and I ain't running. So speak about my gangsta if you wanna speak on something. Let's speak on something. I swear to God, I done ducked the dodge and been all about it my way. And I grind hard and I shine hard to keep it bad when all in my face. I ain't robbed nothing, I ain't juke shit. The nigga name good to this day, they just be hollering. I got that paperwork to say. Best friends hold on me. Old girl, she hit the
different type of hell. Different type of hell. Yeah, different type of animal. Now everybody better listen up. For my people in the struggle who never gave a what. Even when life try to press you down, turn your frown to a smile. I make styles just to lift you up. I'm a different type of animal. Way different type of animal. To succeed, easy to see. I'm a different type of animal. Different type of animal. No fur, no scales, just feathers on me. Different type of animal. Steady hustling, steady grinding. Getting money every time I put my time in. When they ask what I got up under my sleeve,
honestly, they never gon' believe when I tell them it's all timing. Everybody want a real life attitude. Incoherent, now they mad at you. Some people can't get it, now they laugh at you. Till they see the glow, now they copying the altitude. I never was the type, it was handed to. Had to put it together like mechanics do. Now you see I got the tools to succeed. Different mindset, different breed, different view every time I play or breathe. Quantum thoughts, I evolve every week. Young Al, been wild since a young child. Still fresh to the death, no funeral style. How could you walk in my shoes? We run the town, big shoes to fill. Never been a clown. I'm a different type of animal. Way different type of animal. 2 to 16, easy to see. I'm a different type of animal. Different type of animal. No fur, no scales, just feathers on me. Different type of animal. Talking about the block, I've been around, fighting through the hard times till it spin around. Game tight, move smooth, never hear a sound. Big pressure every time we hit the town. Couldn't touch me with a yardstick. Running through the paper on that backyard business. Chasing dreams, chasing cream to the team. Rich 5'8", but I'm standing on that stand tall mindset. See these monkeys trying to pull me from the tree. Yeah, they put me down before that, just turned me to a beast. So I hopped into the streets, showed the hungry how to eat. Oklahoma on my back, now I'm bringing pressure to the beat. Cold hard world, colder in the streets. Money on my mind, barely get to sleep. Dreams feel close, still feel out of reach. Lights up ahead, I just want a little piece. Still a student of the game, don't qualify to teach. Learn lessons every day, so I evolve every week. I'm not an animal, life just got wild. So I did what I had to do, the other routes was foul. No copy, no paste, you can't get my style. Heart on my sleeve, still walk with a smile. Judge me by my past, take a look at me now. I ain't doing this for me, I just wanna make my mama proud. Quantum only is untrue, yo, we bringing it out. Why y'all watching me? Better watch the crowd. I'm a different type of animal. Way different type of animal. 2 to 16, easy to see. I'm a different type of animal. Different type of animal. No fur, no scales, just feathers on me. Different type of animal. Different type of animal. Different type of animal. Different type of animal. Different type of animal.
Questions. Can I ask what we hate each other for? See, I'm just asking. You got that passion to see your sister go. I wanna see that woman stand, you leave her on the floor. Let's try to gain some understanding before you go to war. Your spirit pour deja vu, I've seen this before. Time after time played in my mind, now I can't take no more. I did the crime, I did the time, I only bruised my soul. I had to grind, I had to climb, I had to choose my role. Have you been told I love you lately? Been around those who don't bug you lately. Go around those who don't drive you crazy.
Attention all debate fans. You've been watching, you've been arguing, you've been picking sides. But now it's time to level up. From this point forward, all debates on this platform are going members only. That means the hottest clashes, the wildest arguments, and your favorite personalities going head to head will only be available to subscribers. You want real scholarship, you want the smoke, you want the unfiltered action, then don't get left outside looking in. Sign up today for as low as $3.99 and get full access to every debate, every moment, every knockout argument. This is Titans Debate League, where legends are made and debates get real. Join now or miss out.
On my third eye, so I see that this world ain't all about you. It ain't all about me, but if you really giving out LOVE, so can I ask what we hate each other for? See, I'm just asking, you got that passion to see your brother go. I wanna see that man stand, you leave him on the floor. Let's try to gain some understanding before we
Clash
go
of the
to war.
Titans 1.0.
The finals are here. It all comes down to this. Out of 16 debaters, only 2 remain standing. Some fell because they couldn't defend their arguments. Some crashed out because their antics outweighed their intellect. Others simply weren't built for the pressure of the arena. But now, the smoke is clear. The finals face off. Pan is the African atheist versus Suad.
Before the final war of words, they meet face to face to choose the topic that will define the championship debate. $500 on the line, one winner, one name next to clash of the titans history. Who has the sharper mind? Who can survive the pressure? Who will rise when the lights are brightest?
Everything a brother
This is
should
bigger
be.
than debate.
Not
This is legacy. And for everyone who lost along the way, your chance to predict Chicago's return in 1.2 launches. But right now,
but yet unique. See, you get weak and I get weak, and we stay strong together. We keep each other inside that light, 'cause the darkness harms whoever. And you only create a diamond, keep applying that pressure. My crew knew better. Go faster by yourself, but we go farther when we go together. I ask what we hate each other for.
Yeah, feathers on me, fly. Feathers on me, fly, fly, fly. The wool removed, it's wolves I see. No fur, no scales, it's feathers on me. Feathers on me, feathers on me, feathers on me. The wool removed, it's wolves I see. Different place, out of space, ain't no catching me. Feathers fly, feathers fly. The wool removed, it's wolves I see. No fur, no scales, it's feathers on me. Feathers on me, feathers on me. Who you talking about? Whole squad floating when we walking out. Feathers, bro. And my mind is treasures, bro. Homie, that's the name on my mind because we make dough. And we run this thing so they move when we say so. Click full of soldiers plus we moving with halo. My nephew got the sauce, this the better than mayo. Why I stay the same, I just build like Legos. Tryna shake the game till it thick, that's like Play-Doh. Ice cold smooth cat with a milkshake flow. You say she a bad one, I call her a bimbo. People disrespect and get it poppin' like a pimple. Skinny dude, but my presence wider than a hippo. Why y'all call them challenges, these thoughts are simple. Docked at the game, watch a player operate. Bringing major pressure to these people cooperate. But we not the same, feel like I'm from outer space. Why you in my lane and moving at a different pace? Black out like my dude pace. Stay smooth like my dude chase. Hot but I'm cold, y'all still, y'all been late. Rest of this rap thing, you should probably say sensei. The wool removed, it's wolves I see. Wolves I see. No fur, no scales, it's feathers on me. Feathers on me, feathers on me, feathers on me. The wool removed, it's wolves I see. Different place, out of space, ain't no catching me. Who said what? Talking like you know the answer, but you started late. Too late. Feather home bounce when the bass collide. Hey, I'm a thoroughbred winner and you been a fake. You just a TV, then into a dinner play. Messing with this top shot, you already knew your fate. Grown folk businesses, so you already knew your place. Feeling paid in full, feeling like a dude ace. People getting out of line and they're getting body trace. Cause when I make a move, so I never catch a case. Baby, I can make it flood, these other precipitate. Ain't no applications to the squad, we initiate. They just wanna be around, trying hard to imitate. You folks your pansies and I've been in A. Running back, vision, see the whole antenna trade. Talking like you know the answer, but you started late. Who taught you the game? Who you walking with a broken slate? I'm shaking worlds in my mind like it's roller skate. One man doing everything while you overthink. Track a ball tray, still better than your one lane. Break the beat at the ball. The wool removed, you wolves I see. No dogs, no snakes, it's feathers on me. This time.
Yeah. At a certain point in life, man, when you feel you made it, it's within you. I ain't gotta rap about robbing, I ain't gotta rap about dope. It give me peace to let me know I give you hope, you know I made it. Hurting like a project curtain, pockets been down to the floor. When you love it, you would never let it go, you know I made it. Understand they gon' hate, real niggas feel my flow, that's how I like it. But I know they don't want smoke, you know I made it. Front line when they go down, some people gon' lay low. I'm a soldier, I'm gon' cock and let it go, you know I made it. them clips and then running the bus and them hollow rounds, yeah. Now that I run the town, you would not hear a sound. It is a fact, I'm gon' kill every track and they already know I'ma hold it down, yeah. On a whole nother level, cruise control but no pedal, grave digger but no shovel, Olympian but no medal, but I go hard, I don't settle. The block blues is so special, you pick a style, I got several. An activist but slash rebel, I know they mad that I made it, you should be happy I made it. Usually it's only one opportunity, it's all about who the one that's gon' take it, yeah, yeah. Some people get it and make it, some people get it and fake it. Now that I got it, I'm giving it all that I got, cause I know that casket is waiting. Bless them, bless them. I ain't gotta rap about robbing, I ain't gotta rap about dope. You give me peace to let me know, I give you hope, you know I made it. Hurt like a project curtain, pockets been down to the floor. When you love it, you would never let it go, you know I made it. Understand they gon' hate, real niggas feel my flow, that's how I like it, but I know they don't gon' smoke, you know I made it. Front line when it go down, some people gon' lay low. I'm a soldier, I'm gon' cock and let it blow, you know I made it, 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 finally made it. I had to go and grind, all in this life of mine. I had to flip it, go get me a ticket. I'm flipping, you bother my bottom line, yeah. Now that I'm doing fine, drama so far behind. You can get paper, but when you get paper, you people can't pay for no peace of mind. No, have a whole different vision. A Christmas gift, but no ribbon. A brand new car, but no engine. A big old high with no ceiling. But you go hard, ain't no quitting. All taking, no giving. Now you alive, not just living. Forgiveness, but no permission. They gon' be mad that you made it. You should be happy you made it. Usually it's only one opportunity. It's all about who the one that's gon' take it. Yeah, yeah. Some people get it and make it. Some people get it and fake it. Now that I got it, I'm giving it all that I got. Cause I know that casket is waiting. Bless them. I ain't gotta rap about robbing. I ain't gotta rap about dope. It give me peace to let me know. I give you hope, you know I made it. Hurt like a project curtain. Pockets been down to the floor. When you love it, you would never let it go. You know I made it. Understand they gon' hate. Real niggas feel my flow. That's how I like it. But I know they don't smoke. You know I made it. Front line when they go down. Some people gon' lay low. I'm a soldier. I'm gon' cock and let it blow. You know I made it. 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 Finally made it. Yeah. At a certain point in life, man.
Yeah. Woo. What? Yeah. Feathers on me. Fly. Feathers on me. Fly. The wool remove this wounds I see. No fur, no scales, it's feathers on me. The wool remove this wounds I see. Different pace, out of space, ain't no catching me. The wool remove this wounds I see. No fur, no scales, it's feathers on me. Who you talking about? Whole squad floating when we walking out. Feathers, bro. In my mind is treasures, bro. Homie, that's the name on my mind because we make dough. And we run this thing so they move when we say so. Click full of soldiers plus we moving with halo. My nephew got the sauce, this the better than mayo. Why I stay the same, I just build like Legos. Tryna shake the game till it thick, thoughts like Play-Doh. Ice cold smooth cat with a milkshake flow. You say she a bad one, I call her a bimbo. People disrespect and get it poppin' like a pimple. Skinny dude, but my presence wider than a hippo. Why y'all call him challenges, these thoughts are simple. Docked at the game, watch watch you play, I operate. Bringing major pressure to these people cooperate. But we not the same, feel like I'm from outer space. Why you in my lane and moving at a different pace? Black out like my dude pace. Stay smooth like my dude chase. Hot but I'm cold, y'all still, y'all been late. Rest of this rap thing, you should probably say sensei. The wool remove this wolves I see. No fur, no scales, it's feathers on me. Feathers on me, feathers on me, feathers on me. The wool remove this wolves I see. Different pace, out of space, ain't no catching me. Who said what? Talking like you know the answer, but you started late. Too late. Feather oh, bounce when the bass collide. Hey, I'm a thoroughbred winner and you been a fake. You just a TV, then into a dinner play. Messing with this top shot, you already knew your fate. Grown folk businesses, so you already knew your place. Feeling paid in full, feeling like a dude ace. People getting out of line and they're getting body chased. Girls when I make a move, so I never catch a case. Baby, I can make it flood, these other precipitate. Ain't no applications to the squad, we initiate. They just wanna be around, trying hard to imitate. You fuck your pansies and I've been in hate. Running back, vision, see the whole attendant trade. Talking like you know the answer, but you started late. Who taught you the game? Who you walking with a broken slate? I'm shaking worlds in my mind like it's roller skate. One man doing everything while you overtake. Track a ball trade, still better than your one lane. Break the beat with the bars, split the whole thing. Feathers on me, now the whole club know the name. OLE, different type of heart in the game. Yeah, different pace, different mind, different grind, different time. Fly. The war removed, now I finally see the sign. The war removed, now I finally see the sign. The war removed, it's bulls I see. No fur, no scales, it's feathers on me. Feathers on me, feathers on me, feathers on me, feathers on me. The war removed, it's bulls I see. Different pace, out of space, ain't no catching me. What you talking about? Whole club moving when we walking now. Oh, feathers on me, feathers on me, feathers on me, feathers on me. What you talking about? What you talking about? Whole club moving when we walking now. Oh, feathers on me, feathers on me, feathers on me, feathers on me. Woo! Feathers on me.
Trying to douse my flame. Yes, they can try, yes, they can, it'll douse my flame. 10 toes where I stand, I'm the motherfucking man, wanna put out my flame. They try to douse my flame, no stopping us now, my spirit is tightened. They wanna douse my flame and claim my intellectual likeness. You can catch me in the gauntlet, with a roster full of monsters. Keep the heat in the topics. They try to douse my flame. Ain't no stopping us now, but my spirit is tightened. They wanna douse my flame and claim my intellectual likeness. And claim my intellectual likeness. You can catch me in the gauntlet, with a roster full of monsters. Yes, they can try, yes, they can. They try to douse my flame. Ain't no stopping us now, but my spirit is tightened. They wanna douse my flame and claim my intellectual likeness. And claim my intellectual likeness. You can catch me in the gauntlet, with a roster full of monsters. Keep the heat in the topics. They wanna douse my flame. If I pull it out, it's a profit. These scriptures keep flowing while teaching disciples. You can catch me in the gauntlets, with a roster full of monsters. If I pull it out, it's a profit. This the sound of insurrection. Keep around in the weapon. Blowing loud, it's a session. Lighters up, shake met the goddess. Pour out effervescence, be the runner-up, the next contestant. Not hearing you haters, ain't no blocking my blessings. They try to douse my flame. Ain't no stopping us now, but my spirit is tightened. They wanna douse my flame and claim my intellectual likeness. And claim my intellectual likeness. You can catch me in the gauntlets, with a roster full of monsters. Keep the heat in the topics. Yes, they can try, yes, they can. It'll douse my flame. 10 toes where I stand, I'm the motherfucking man, wanna put out my flame. They don't know nice is eternal. Now get nice light infernos. They're trying to douse my flame. Yes, they can try, yes, they can, it'll douse my flame. 10 toes where I stand, I'm the motherfucking man, wanna put out my flame. They try to douse my flame, no stopping us now, my spirit is tightened. They wanna douse my flame and claim my intellectual likeness. You can catch me in the gauntlets, with a roster full of monsters. Keep the heat in the topics.
They try to douse my flame. Ain't no stopping us now. When my spirit is tightened. They wanna douse my flame and claim my intellectual likeness. You can catch me in the gauntlet with a roster full of monsters. Yes, they can try, yes they can. They try to douse my flame. Ain't no stopping us now. When my spirit is tightened. They wanna douse my flame and claim my intellectual likeness. You can catch me in the gauntlet with a roster full of monsters. Keep the heat in the topics. They wanna douse my flame. If I pull it out, it's a profit. These stitches keep fluent while teaching disciples. You can catch me in the gauntlets with a roster full of monsters. If I pull it out, it's a profit. This the sound of insurrection. Keep around in the weapon. Blowing loud, it's a session. Lighters up, shake met the goddess. Pour out effervescence, be the runner-up, the next contestant. Not hearing you haters, ain't no blocking my blessings. They try to douse my flame. Ain't no stopping us now. When my spirit is tightened. They wanna douse my flame and claim my intellectual likeness. You can catch me in the gauntlets with a roster full of monsters. Keep the heat in the topics. Yes, they can try, yes they can. It'll douse my flame. 10 toes where I stand, I'm the motherfucking man. Wanna put out my flame. They don't know nice is eternal. Now I got nice light infernos. They're trying to douse my flame. Yes, they can try, yes they can. It'll douse my flame. 10 toes where I stand, I'm the motherfucking man. Wanna put
Let's
out
pause
my
the
flame.
noise for a sec.
They try to douse my flame, no stopping us now. My spirit is tightened. They wanna douse my flame and claim my intellectual likeness. You can catch me in the gauntlets with a